What's the first thing women notice? Your face. That's why you got to take care of it. Simple things like getting a haircut, grooming your face, and brushing your teeth is important. But there's one thing guys miss and that women always notice. It's when a guy isn't taking care of his skin. That's why I'm so excited to have T. Shannon as a sponsor of today's video. T. Shannon simplifies the process of taking care of your skin. They provide you with all the products you need and nothing you don't. Seriously, I don't think some of you believe me when I tell you how much implementing a quality skincare routine will improve your confidence in all aspects of your life. I recommend you start with the level 1 system, which comes with all the basics: daily face wash, exfoliating scrub, an AM moisturizer with an SPF 20 and a PM moisturizer. But and to make it dead simple for you guys, they provide an instruction card in every box that tells you when to use each product, how much to use, and in what order. But because T just sponsoring this video, they're offering you an amazing deal. Just click the first link in the description and get 40% off your first skincare system and free gift. Plus, as a member, you'll get 20% off for life. By the way, one of their new gift options is a silicone body scrubber, which is a $20 value and a complete game changer. Once you use this, you'll never go back to a regular loofah ever again. So don't wait any longer. Click the first link in the description to start your skincare journey today.
Maintaining your beard isn't just style, it's self-respect. A well-grown beard boosts confidence and leaves a lasting impression. Elevate your look. Embrace the importance of beard care today.
Shh. What's up, y'all? What's up? What's going on? Everybody in the building today. Welcome to the Lapeef Network. Let's talk. We're going to get it in today. It's about to be a nice show. Y'all going to dig this one. Play. Hope y'all ready. All right, we're going to go ahead and get right into our guest. We have Shan up in this piece. We got GBG here. We got Di, Simone. We got Viz. We got Darwin McPherson up in this piece. We got Ruth back ahead. Philosophical. What's happening, y'all? What is happening, y'all? Shout out to the panel. Shout out to the panel. Y'all know this is about to be a official show right here. We got some crazy topics to jump into. I hope y'all are all ready. How's your week been going? Anyone? How's your week's been going? Don't all go at once. Don't all go at once. What we doing? Come on. Liven up. We're gonna wake y'all up right there. We are not gonna be dry today. We're gonna be a wet crowd. I hope y'all know it's gonna be wet in here. Nobody dry today. It's not happening.
Not with the baby.
Don't look like that.
Going around.
No, not that wet. Not baby oil wet. No diddy. We don't need that much lubrication. We just need it to where we could smoothly transition into these topics. We don't need any slipping and sliding going on. So let's not get carried away over here. All right. So we're not going to waste too much time. We're going to jump right into our sponsor, of course. If y'all haven't heard just yet, Tiege Hanley. Y'all need to jump on that Tiege pack. Uncomplicated skincare for men. If you are not down with the Tiege pack yet, I don't know what to tell you. Some of y'all got some really rough skin out here that could absolutely use some help For real, y'all know what it is. Y'all need to have this already. You're going to get an exclusive gift, and you're going to get a percentage off for life. Why would you not want to jump on that right now? Put that promo code in there. It's in the description. Get it in. Get your face right. Get your face right. Y'all need to be smooth out here. Get right. We're not going to get through the day without talking about a short man either. Some of y'all got some struggle beards out there. Y'all know who you are. With those struggle beards, y'all know who you are. Quit playing out here. You better get some lubrication on that joint. You better get some nourishment in that piece. Get them vitamins that you need in your beard so they come out looking fly like some of us on the panel out here, man. We don't want y'all running out here with a struggle beard. Go ahead and pick up that assured man. You already know what's up. Go ahead and jump in. All right. For the topics, I don't know if y'all ready for these, but we're going to jump into our first one. Y'all are all familiar with the balloon pop situation. Y'all know what's going crazy right about now. We're curious to see what your thoughts might be on this one right here. Try not to get too riled up, though.
Bring out our next single guy. Hello, welcome in.
Damn.
Come on a little closer. Come on in. Don't be scared. What's your name?
My name is Tavarius.
Tavarius, how old are you?
I'm 29.
And what do you do?
I'm on tour for PBS Children's Story.
Oh, like you write children's books or?
I have an animation company that I started when I was 21 years old.
Nice.
And then it's basically about my childhood and teaching young black boys that black dads do care.
Wow, I love that. Oh, okay. Now, what are some things you like to do for fun?
So I have a Airbnb that's kind of like in the lake. So I'm a nature boy. So I love to climb trees in my time off. I love to draw. And I honestly just like peace. So I do a lot of peace and help for people who like need emotional regulation.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Now, what are some things you look for in a woman?
I kind of take everybody for who they are.
Okay.
So if you are naturally more outgoing, I try to match that. If you're inside, I try to match that. So I'm kind of like, I like to make my woman happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, what are some deal breakers?
Deal breakers is if you don't have any passion, like if you don't know what you want to do in life, I kind of can't help you with that. You got to love yourself and figure that out for yourself.
Okay. All right. So we could get some pop balloons. Let's go on over there and see why they ended up popping.
My name is Tiffany, and I'm 26. And I initially popped it because of the outfit. But now that I get close to you and I heard what you say, I want my balloon back.
Oh. Thank you.
Because I can always change your fit, baby. I love fashion. We can go shopping.
Thank you. Yeah. And I actually have more fits in my book bag back there. You feel me? Like,
can you get that balloon?
Yeah. I don't mind. She asked for it. I'll hand it to you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go into these next ones. Name and age and why you ended up popping your balloon.
My name is Carrington. I'm 26. I popped because of the outfit. I mean, you are extremely handsome.
So I need to go back there and change.
Honestly, like, I'm so sorry. The outfit threw me, but I don't know. Right.
Can you help me out? What's wrong with the outfit?
Like the combination, nothing's wrong with the combination.
I'm colorblind.
I don't like how it fits.
I'm colorblind, so like.
Oh, you match, baby, though.
That's the fit.
It's just how it fits kind of throws me. Like, your body's great, your face is great, teeth, everything is eaten. But
it's just the outfit.
I didn't, like something about it is not.
What, it's too tight, it's too short. What is
it's probably too tight because the way that you, and we can tell, and it would have shown in anything, honestly. And I love everything that you said. So you are.
I gotta cancel my friends. They told me to wear this.
They set you up, but
they set me up crazy.
I would get my balloon back, but
no, I get it. First impression is everything. I'm actually a professor and I teach that.
Yeah.
So I teach
Look,
first
this
impression.
is icing on the fucking cake.
So I get it.
All right, thank you. Let's go on over here. Your name and age and why you ended up popping your balloon.
I'm Kay. I'm 27. It was just a fit thing. Like, for sure. The pants are definitely too tight.
Way too tight, right?
But you're not unattractive, though.
Thank you. My grandma told me the creases. You know, I put the creases in
there. No.
I'm old school,
that was
man.
back in the gal. Yeah.
But I treat my lady old school.
For sure.
You know,
so I respect it. But yeah.
Thank you.
Let's go here. Your name and age and why you ended up popping your balloon.
My name is Christina. I'm 24. I popped because I didn't feel like a spark and because of the fit as well. But I really like your personality.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Any questions between the two of you? Feel free.
Do you have any kids?
No kids. No
I
kids.
have a kid.
Okay, cool. And how old?
2.
Okay, awesome. What's the situation with your?
Me and my son's father do week to week. We have good co-parenting relationship.
That's awesome. And why did that end?
It ended because I was in a relationship with him for 6 years and he didn't marry me.
Oh, got you. So it was a boundary.
Yeah, I had to stand on business. I had to go.
Awesome.
And, I was with him from 19 till 8 months ago.
Got you. So childhood.
Yeah.
Got you. Cool. I have a question if you don't mind. Yeah. What's your favorite genre of music and the artist?
I love R&B and pop, and my favorite artist is Michael Jackson.
Word. Okay. Do you like to dance?
Yes, I love to dance. I'm a dancer. I'm an
I've
exotic
dated
dancer.
a lot of dancers.
Really?
Yeah, I've dated a lot of dancers. Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have no problem with that.
I think I'm good with a young lady right there.
Come on, Tiffany. Come on up. All right. So he said he's good. Are you good? No. Any other questions?
Where do you live?
I'm on tour right now on PBS for TB Adventures. So I'm traveling to different cities and just educating kids right now.
So you love kids, you just don't have any.
What do you say?
You love kids, you just don't have.
I don't have it. I'm 29, so I didn't get to having kids yet.
Do you want kids?
I do want kids. I would love to see my kids see TB on the screen, which is me.
Oh.
That's like, I'm a superhero at that point, That's dope.
I want more kids. I just want to be married first.
That's fine with me.
Well, then, is it going to be a yes for you for him?
Yes.
Is it a yes for you for her?
For sure.
We got a match! I'll take this mic and you guys can go on off. Let's make some noise.
Okay. I am very curious to see what's going on. Sherelle, you want to start us out with this? Your face kind of says a lot, so I'm kind of curious to see what you got for us with this one.
First of all, hello everybody on the panel. I would say, like, in the beginning, I think everybody kind of popped their balloon because they wasn't like attracted to him, because I think like the way he was dressed is a dumb reason to pop the balloon, but they probably just didn't think that he had anything going for himself. And then it was like they kind of changed their speed once they heard him run off who he was and how he accomplished. That's what made him attractive, right? Oh, he got something. And then she kind of seemed like, when everybody else popped their balloon, that she kind of got somebody who she's trying to find the stableness, right? She had the baby for the man that she likes. Now she's looking for the man that she needs, right? And then he's just like accepting it because everybody else popped their balloon. Everybody else popped their balloon, so I'm gonna walk away with a prize, but I don't think he's gonna keep her around.
I think there was kind of a communal pop. Philosophical, what's your thoughts on it? You on mute, or it's not coming in?
Y'all can hear me now?
Yeah, straight.
All right, peace to everybody. Bruce, what up?
All right.
Yeah, I thought that was, that was one of the calmer ones I saw. They was too egregious, you know what I'm saying? A little shallow, judging the man based on what he had on, the first day. I thought that was kind of shallow. I think in shows like that, you should try to hear out what they're doing with their lives before you just pop the balloon. It seems like they're just picking it based on aesthetic. I don't know if she's a woman that would fit the type of man he is. I could be wrong. I don't know how that mixture of work. He seems kind-hearted.
It cut out. You cut out. Damn, that last part cut out. I don't know if you
Okay. I said I don't know if that type of woman will be able to appreciate a guy like him long term.
Okay.
So I think kind of rolling the dice with that type of woman. I think that the same reason why they popped the balloon on him, and the same reason why he picked her, which is aesthetically, she was very attractive, things like that. But based on her lifestyle and based on how she lives and the type of environment she's around, I think they might get to a point where they might bump heads. So we'll see.
Okay. Simone, what are you thinking when you, what's your first thoughts when you saw this? Do you feel like that? I want to know from a lady's perspective, do you think that was a communal pop? Do you think that if they all were isolated in their own rooms, that everybody would have popped in sequence like that? If they couldn't see each other popping, do you think that they all would pop? Could you start off with that?
I think this goes back to what we were talking about the other night when the other guys were dressed the way they were dressed and they were different. They probably assumed that he was for another community when he walked up because his pants were so tight. Not to mention he's colorblind, so the way he think his outfit looks or the colors might pop, it looks different than what we see at eye. And I do feel like the women were influencing each other. Like once one popped, then they all popped. Then the girl at the end, she held her balloon for a minute, and it seemed like she just popped for no reason. Like the one who held her balloon at the end, it was just like, oh, I'm gonna just wait till he say something else so I could just pop my balloon. So I don't know. I felt like it was very like you said, shallow ego. It was nice to see one girl try to double back and take accountability, but like y'all said, they both kind of picked each other for like their own selfish intentions. So it's like, yeah, they gonna bump here. And he said he used to date dancers. So it's like, what's the tea with that? She's just like, okay, cool. You cool with the things I do then. Like you ain't gonna worry about me. Like you ain't gonna have to you're not gonna try to control me. You feel me? So she was just like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I wonder how this gonna work out.
So Darwin, I could tell you thinking something over there. What you got on this topic? Do you feel like he should have accepted the woman taking her balloon back after making such a poor judgment call?
I mean, I don't. I mean, that's what he want. You know what I'm saying? Life is about outcomes. That's what he want to do. That's what he want to do. I support him, but I mean, I can understand what you mean by, taking her back after she saw his body of work and the fruit that he bared and the results that he had in his life. I mean, I thought I honestly would have thought more women would have done the same. So I was kind of shocked at that it was just only one. So I mean, the girl was decent. I mean, she had a little infraction on her record, but it's cool. You know what I'm saying? She said her baby father was in the kid's life, and they had a healthy relationship, parenting relationship, so that's cool. But from what I saw, this was just a case of how the dating game has just evolved. Just a lot of women out there that's just have been mentally programmed to just believe in this, that they have so many options. Like it's just that's what it was. It was a case of I know I have endless options. So I can shoot a dude down, or I can say no or pass on a dude just off of his pants. Like that's where the dating game has evolved to now. Like nobody wants to work with you. You know what I'm saying? Like I think some of the stuff that these women on these shows are knocking these guys for can easily be rectified in just a little bit of communication. Like you go on a date and you can talk about some of the things that you might not like about the other person. And you might be shocked to find out that they are willing to change those things or adjust them or give you a backstory of understanding on why they carry themselves in that way. And I think when we can come back to that point, we won't have these issues no more. But it's just a matter of social media influence and all these other things that's just got women believing that they have all these options. So they can just kind of vet like this, which is kind of poisonous. It's a diminishing return. And I don't know if anybody picked up on the thing she said that really stuck out to me, was that she had a boundary or something. I think he said, "Oh, that was your boundary. 6 years and no marriage. 6 years and you had a kid with this dude, and now you want to exercise some type of boundary. Like that don't even make sense to me. Like, why did it take 6 years? You get what I'm saying? So,
No, that's legit. That's valid. That's valid. That's valid. So wait a second. Hold on. Y'all are being real disrespectful with that like button. I need y'all to jump in, dig deep as you can go, and grab you out a like. Please throw that like on there. It's only fair. And while you're at it, go ahead and share this to someone else who might find value in the video. I'm sure you could think of somebody. Go ahead and do that. Let's get this joint going. All right. So, Chanel, you could your dog can also weigh in if you want to, so that's fine. But as long as we hear from you first, we good.
Well, I didn't think I was gonna say anything. I don't. Can you hear me?
What you thought she was gonna get away with it? Just looking good and not saying nothing? No, we don't do that on this side. No, ma'am. You gonna have to contribute. What you got on it?
Well, I don't know because I was on episode 15, so I've been on this show and I'm still going through.
Whoa, you been on there?
So.
You been on that show, huh? How'd you make out?
We'll be
Let's
that's
talk
a
about
whole
it.
nother segment.
Did did you end up? Did you
But
find love?
people do pop their balloon off of the off appearance, and once they walk off afterwards and in between breaks, those people still end up hooking up and stuff. Because
Okay.
they sit around and they start talking and getting to know each other. But just so you know, there's guys that they have lined up there too. So guys do the same thing. Oh, your toenails is chipped. So like they're really picky. But you got to understand, these people only get like maybe 10, 20 minutes to try to get to know as much as they can. So it's mostly physical right there. When you
Okay.
walk out there, you're standing up there and then someone comes from behind the wall and you're immediately assessing. Like I popped my balloon as soon as Brian came out because he reminded me of my nephew. But he turned out to be an asshole anyway. So, but on this last segment, I'm surprised more girls didn't, grab their balloon. However, you don't want to be the first one because a lot of times the women and men who's ever standing up there, we're curious who else is back there because we don't know. You don't see nobody or
Yeah.
nothing until they come. So you kind of curious because then it's on my episode. After I matched and sat down, it was people that wanted to go back up there, and like it. People end up hooking up anyway. So all you got is that first impression. So if you come up there looking goofy, unfortunately, that's your shot. That's your first impression. Men do that too. When y'all see a fat woman or y'all see a woman, where the leggings look nasty because their butt shaped like SpongeBob or something. Like y'all see certain things and y'all be like, ugh, and that woman can lose weight and work out too. So I mean, that's the reality of dating. It's that first appearance, first impression. Can be a difference of you having a conversation with someone or someone dissing you and saying I'm good.
Now we definitely appreciate the insight because a lot of us don't really know like what's going on behind the scenes, the production of it. So that's important to know. And from what I've heard, there are people who do, they mingling, right? So you're going to shoot your shot. You already in go mode. So you're trying to get something off. So I guess after the show, if it doesn't go well, then you get to shoot your shot with someone else or exchange numbers or try to bag them all. Like if I was out there, I already know what it's hitting for. I'm trying to get every single number possible and then, play the numbers game. Let the chips fall where they may. That's how most cats is going to go ahead and do it. And in 2024, the females too, to be honest. That's just what's going down right now. So I can see that happening. All right, cool.
Can I
now,
ask a question real fast?
Who wants to ask a question?
Is it that when you pop your balloon, you get to go back up for the next person, or do you just sit out?
No, when you pop your balloon, you're saying I'm good. I'm not interested. I really don't care to answer any more questions. I'm good. You can answer your balloon back.
Girls and just bring somebody else out like it was another round or something. That's how
No, the women, you just stand there. Once you match, you go sit down in the audience and you watching everything else until everything else is done. So, on one of my episodes, a girl and a guy matched, but they liked somebody after they matched. So literally the four of them was sitting down afterwards talking because the guy was like, oh, we might be more compatible. So and it's a lot of alcohol behind the scenes.
Oh yeah, well you already know what it's hitting for. So let me ask you. I'll ask you to. Do they give you alcohol before the show? Before you actually?
Yeah.
See, that's the setup right there.
For hours. Like when I went
for hours.
When I went, productions like you could be there by like 6:30, but we didn't start filming at 8:30. By that time, and on my episode, it's July in the middle of the summer in Arizona, 102 degrees. The air conditioning wasn't working. We hot and sweating and alcohol. Like by the time we started recording at 8:30 to do our introductions, we had already wiped our face so much and hair messed up. Like we was just tired. Like, and then we end up filming from 8 to 11:30 at night. So they tell you to come dress to go out because people do go out afterwards. So that's why sometimes you see them dressed that way because they'll tell you, please come dressed to go out, But our episode, we was filming until almost 12 o'clock midnight. I was tired. So,
Got it. No, we definitely appreciate the insight. So Viz, what you got on the matter? What was your whole take from this?
Man, everything that Chanel just described, that sounds like some nigga shit, man. Like that's terrible.
Let me be clear first. I never watched that show before I got on there. I reached out to them for business because I'm like, I work with other networks and I saw the opportunity. I'm like, they about to grow. They probably need a consultant. Let me hit them up. So I hit them up for business. And then that's when they had asked, the producer was like, you want to come on the show? I said, no, that's for kids. Y'all, that's too mature. Oh, no, we're doing an adult segment. We're doing a 35 and over segment. And that's the only reason why I went. And that's the only segment they had 35 and over. The rest of them are 30 and under. So just don't get me wrong.
We get it.
No shenanigans.
I get it. You know, no disrespect to you.
None of us popped the balloon for stuff. We was talking about kids, you know what I'm saying, consistency. We was having real conversations on our episode.
I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. I fucking hate that show. I hate that we participate in that. Like it's that shit is just to me, man. Like I get it. But for so many people to say that it's piss in the dating pool and all this other shit, and then to go on this show where people are damn near on there just to talk about somebody, just to embarrass them. Like that shit is just and it's crazy because the man is wearing fitted clothes and everybody popped their balloon because he's presenting himself in a very clean fashion, you know. But if I'm for walking out with a big guitar belt, a bedazzled guitar belt on, with their pants sagging, you know what I'm saying, they ass out, then they gonna hold on to their balloon. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with us, man? The shit is mind boggling. And the fact that he even, and I get it, fuck it, I'm gonna walk away with something. But man, I wouldn't have gave that broad no balloon back.
Damn. That's horrible. All right. It's a fair take though. Shan, what's up?
Trash. Just playing. I mean, I mean, I have to, y'all, my voice is halfway gone. I have to agree. You know, I think that I understand entertainment, right? It's like a form of entertainment. We all know you can't get to know a person that fast. It's just, I'm so tired of being in entertainment. It just makes us look, it's like more and more things that just makes us look just bad, you know? And I think that that's the part about it. And it sucks because you want to have fun, but at the same time, people are so impressionable. They think this is real life. Like it's and we see just from her story, that ain't even how it goes. Like it's more to it behind the scenes, but we don't get to see that. Fortunately, we have her on the show to tell us what goes on afterwards. As far as people popping their balloon, people do that every day. When you walk past a person, you judge them off the way they look. You don't know them, right? When you walk, you could be walking past your wife, but maybe she, like somebody said, a chipped toenail. She may have just chipped her toe on the edge of a sofa or something, and you just walk past her because of that. Or for him, he may have spilled something on his shirt. We do that every day. That's just how people are. It's not a man thing. It's not a female thing. That's a people thing, right? And people are just superficial. And unfortunately, unless you're in a place where you can get to know somebody, spend time with someone, that's just how it is. But I don't know. I'm not a fan of the show. I see it come up on my
Understood.
feed. I may watch it every, if somebody says, "Oh, watch this," but I'm just not a fan. I'm sorry.
Hey, Sherelle, you looking like you got something on your mind. What's up? I know you thinking something back there.
Yeah, I'm kind of with them. I think this shit is dumb.
Dumb? Straight up dumb.
The whole concept of it. I mean, I don't expect nobody to get married after that. It's just what is it? And then how old are they?
I've seen a different range. I've seen a different range of ages. I've seen some from their 20s, and I've seen some of them up into their mid 40s, depending on what show. But they do a decent job of not mixing the two. So if they have like people in their 30s, it'll be 30s to 40s, and then a lot of times it's like 20s to like low 30s. Normally, that's about what I see for the most part, at least as of the later shows.
So the point of it is to hook up with somebody, like smash at the end of the night or something.
It's a dating show. I don't think we should take it as more than much that because
on there. She's like they smashing at the end of the night, basically.
I would imagine. Yeah, some of them. I think some of them will. I think so.
It started a local thing in Arizona. The dating here in Arizona is horrible. So that show,
I can imagine why.
Show became popular here because it's exposing more Black people. It's exposing more it is some old people here. So that started talking around here. So that's what's gravitating with them. BM, who was the producer of that show, he's international. So they're from Congo. He's a music artist. So he's really big over there.
That makes sense.
So
Ruth.
Yeah.
You looking like you don't like this at all. You do not like this setup at all. That's what I'm getting from what you looking like right now. How accurate am I? You do like it? You for it? You give it a thumbs up?
I thought it was in the beginning. I thought that it would be a great way for people to start, getting to know each other off the apps, in person. Okay. But it's just kind of like, I think the show is not positive nor negative. I think it's neutral. Just the people are making it that way. Like if we are, this is how we really are in real life. Like, so if like everybody said, I agree with what everybody said. But I think the women, they must be going for a certain look in the man. And because if he doesn't exactly wear the right, outfit, they're popping their balloons. This was like news to me because I look past all, certain things. I think that women should be you should be able to dress your man if he needs help with that. Why are we judging them for something that's kind of like a feminine trait? Like, yeah, you should know how to dress yourself for a man, but in case you don't, that the woman got you. You know what I mean? So why are we? It's like we want him to be more feminine and. We're not giving him credit for that's why I instead of saying a really pretty boy, I like the masculine looking guy, like a handsome guy, but still kind of rough looking a little bit, so he could still be attractive, but a little manly. I don't need cuts in your eyebrows and all the earrings, and I don't need all that. You know what I mean? So I think it's taken away from what men are in that way, but he did make an effort. So. It's not like he came in sweats or anything like that, but at the end of the day, I understand the first impression thing, but I think it's taken a little too far. I do think people are just popping balloons all together, and going based off women go off of the approval of another woman. I didn't do that, but it kind of feel good when you do get them. They're like, oh, he's cute, somebody that you're dating, but that's not the end all be all. It's your type, it's your person. That's it. And that's what I think. And I think also the show is set up to be superficial, because they like to say pop 2 to 3 people based on your type. Why are we going for the type? Why don't we have more in-depth questions? Why can't it be set up that way? It's like you have to choose somebody before you even get to know anything about them. So it's kind of steering you into that superficial path. So if it was like a dating show where it's like. I love Love Is Blind, where you don't see them. You're going inside out. This is outside in. You never even get to know anything about them. So I think the rushing, the trying to get the viral moments, all of that is negatively impacting the show. It could have been something so totally positive. If they make some tweaks, it could be a great show.
Nice. So Marcus, you up, man. I want to hear your honest take on this. And I do want to ask you one question about it, though. I want you to rate, not him, no Diddy, but the gentleman's performance as far as his preparation, presentation. If you were a dating coach, which word on the street says you are worth about $300,000 as a dating coach. So what I want to know from you is, how would you assess his performance?
So I'm guessing you talking about Buddy that worked for like the kids show, because I didn't see the clip on here, but I saw it.
Yeah. That's the dude. Yep.
I actually think he presented himself well. He came off like he cared about the community, like he cared about kids. I don't think his outfit was precisely what they was looking for, and it didn't really fit his body type as far as how small his torso was. You know, like I said, those shows is hard to really gauge what's the best way to come at it. It really is dependent on the women that's gonna be there. You can have some girls that's from that neighborhood over there that's extra bougie that really don't want to see that, might want to see you come in a 3-piece suit. And then I seen other girls be like, I don't even like men who dress in suits. I like men who be in sneakers and hoodies. And so it's more so depending on the people that's gonna be on there. But what I did want to say is, so Chanel, I seen all of the episodes with you on there. I had no clue that was you in the very beginning. I'm in I think I said that to JR, somebody in the group. I'm like, yo, check this shit out. Look at Chanel. So y'all can't see it on camera. Watch the episode. You will see why Chanel got picked. I'm gonna tell you that now. She be in the gym. She be in the gym with hers.
You trying to say the thick button is in order?
She be in the gym.
Body is right.
She be in the gym. We be in the gym.
Keep in mind, they tell these women and men, they have a we are judging how they look because they tell us all, come to impress, come as if you pick someone, you guys are going to go out. So we already expecting you to come with your game. So when somebody come out with, like when I popped my balloon on mine, the dude came out with some jeans and hoes in it, and then the shoes was dingy. I'm good. That's how you gonna take me out? I'm good. So you gotta understand, and that is everybody. That's standard. So that's another reason why when somebody come out, they like, he didn't even put himself together. They told us to make sure you dress to impress. So all of that's being judged. They know. They tell them that. Yeah. So if you come, you can come a little effort. It'll show when you come around that wall.
So Chanel,
nice.
I watched your recap episode, and you was talking about his first episode so much, I had to pause your episode and then go watch the recap episode, and then I didn't make it back.
Oh my God.
So, did that end with y'all still being clicked up, or did that? I got to finish watching the episode, or
okay. You can finish watching it. You can finish watching the episode. We just had, just recently it's been some drama, and I had to cut filming. So
okay. So we're actually about to jump over to the next one. I'm just going to offer my 2 cents if any of you care. Viz, you had something before we drop this one?
I got a quick question for Mark.
Okay.
So you said that it didn't fit him because of his torso?
That was funny.
But that's
his pants was up like Otis and Martin when he be like, oh, don't you know no good? Like how he be having his pants all the way up here. This shit was high, bro.
I'm saying like the aesthetically, the V taper, like that's a universal attraction for men and women.
It is, but his
so Viz, you go. Here's the question, Viz. Would you rock that? Would you rock that?
I dress like that. I would have had had on a belt. I didn't like that he didn't have a belt on.
And he was flooding. They were short. I didn't know.
Yeah, they was high.
They was like right before his ankles.
I didn't like the shoes that he had on, and I would have wore a belt. But
you realize shoes are the first thing that women notice on you, right? If your shoe game ain't right, you could be disqualified prematurely. Women look from down to up in most cases.
I don't
that's the problem.
Bad necessarily. It's just not my style per se. But I know a lot of people that rock shoes like that, and
he could have.
That's a
I don't think he freaked it.
The young guys wear the tight just slacks with those shoes, those velvet shoes. He just didn't pull it off right because everything was too tight. He should have put something loose on there.
But to be honest, it's like it's entertainment at the end of the day. All the girls probably whispered in their ear and was like, whoever come up next, we're gonna all pop our balloon. Cause I don't think like that's gonna go viral.
No, I
think they saw the get up. I think it was a genuine pop based on the get up. But what I think they started coming to their senses and realized how conditioned they are because they're conditioned to disqualify men prematurely because they feel like they have so many options. And I don't blame them because a lot of dudes be in their DMs and making that stereotype true. So they'll disqualify you. But they started snapping out of it once they heard, dude. They was like, damn, he actually official. What am I doing?
Funny. Y'all know the whole just give me my money. But the last person that said nobody's supposed to clap. Right. So they feel played. Yeah, like I feel like all of them whispered in their ear, like I don't care who come out there, we all popping. Y'all want to go viral? Like people go on there. So it's like y'all want to go viral.
I think it's like peer pressure though. That's okay. Women are gonna do what everybody else is doing. Like,
it's 100% peer pressure, Ruth. And I think the other thing is whoever came out first. So if somebody real attractive come out first to the women and they don't pick him, the next person, they're gonna have to be more attractive than them, or they getting popped just off GP because they feel like, oh, we could have done better the first round. And I think like which people go out automatically choose. Like I think they should start off with like a medium attractive person and go to somebody they feel are less attractive, then like mix that shit up. Because for some reason it seemed like everybody waiting to the end to make sure they see all their options. And I don't think I don't think that's gonna work.
I think he should have popped her balloon. I think as soon as she finished she danced, I think he should have popped her balloon.
But he likes
So question,
dancers.
Marcus, that's what I was asking. So do the people go back another round? Like not the person, but the people, the choosers.
Yeah, they throw different dudes up there or different women depending. If it's a lineup, it'll be like 4 or 5, 6 contestants, maybe like 4 normally, 4 or 5 about that. So they know that there's another one coming if you the first dude. Pause, and that's it. They'll eliminate you just for that sometimes.
The next one may be better. So it's what I want to.
That's why I said after people met, sometimes when someone comes out, it be stuff going on in the back of the audience.
Got it. Philosophical, what you had? He had his hand raised. Let him go real quick. Philosophical, you muted.
You hear that?
Nah, we good.
Now I just want to ask some things. I think they can make the show better if they get like a little round when it gets a little 5-minute round when you get to talk each individual and then come to pop. So it's like pop is not just based on what they saw, but it's like based on the conversation they had with the guy. The second thing I think that's kind of problematic with these type of shows, just the modern online comments dating thing, is the fact that I feel like they're trying to really replicate online dating in real life. It's like they're trying to really simulate the swiping in reality. It's like they're trying to take the online concept of pick person. They're trying to use.
Drop down and come back up. Your mic, I think is cutting out real quick.
Yeah.
Or close it and open it back up.
Viz, are you about to ask me something? We about to drop it, guys, just so you know. But I'm gonna let Viz close it out with this. You had a question, Viz?
Let him finish when he come back. He just needs to fix his voice.
Yeah. But in the meantime, Viz, kind of. What was you gonna ask, Viz? You're joint muted.
Bro, when you catch the pauses, like, does that come instinctively, or do you like does it just flow out like when you throw the pause in and shit? Like, I'm trying to compute how your brain works with the pause because you threw it in so smooth, bro.
Well, like I've been doing this for a long time, so like anything else, you get better and better at it. Unfortunately, I wish I was bad at it, but you know what I mean. And then certain people will keep me on my toes, like pause, like Darwin. You know what I mean?
Pause, bro.
You know what I mean? Yo. So that's what it is. Hey, we're going to the next video. Oh wait, Philosophical, I'm gonna let you finish your point though, and then I'm dropping the next one. Yeah, we can hear you all right now. Yeah.
No, but basically, just real quick, I'm just saying that it seems like they used to say like art imitate life or life imitating art. I feel like we're trying to adjust reality to virtual reality. You know what I'm saying?
Got it. All right, no doubt. Let's see if there's any. There was some chats in here. We're gonna go ahead to these super chats. Hey, Marcus is the official narrator, so he's gonna help us out here. And White, what you got? Go ahead.
The AP accountability partner, salute, bro. He gifted 5 Lapeef network memberships. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you.
True. We appreciate anybody who throwing that in, man. Keep them coming.
Baker man with the 10, good show, thumbs up. Salute, church.
Appreciate you.
HD Harrison Davis with the 5. Marcus out here eating fruit roll-ups. It's crazy. Laugh out loud. Hey, y'all don't know the power of these snacks. They keep me happy all day. I ain't gonna lie. I got all the
I love fruit roll-ups. I haven't had that in a while.
Pop shit. I'm a candy junkie now.
Last one, White.
Harrison Davis with the 5 for the film ball. Salute, brother.
All right. We appreciate everybody who has contributed to the platform thus far. Please do go ahead and share this video with somebody who you know will find value in it. And right now we're gonna jump into this next one.
Because we're gonna be obvious. I always tell people this. When that guy in the 80s pull up with that Benz, Envy know what I'm talking about. He got the Benz in the 80s. He got that gold chain on. He got that Fila sweatsuit on with them Filas. He got them rings on, them nugget rings and all that shit. And he pull up to the neighborhood. He's pulling up to our black communities to deal with the most beautifulest girl in our neighborhood. And when he pull up to get her, as he open in the car door and she get in the car door, you know who's speaking to him? Miss Johnson, Miss Brown, Miss Green. They all, hey, baby. But at the same time, you seeing Mr. John come back from work. He's a plumber, all dirty, and everybody speaking to him. I'm sitting on the step watching all this shit take place. So I said, damn, I got to be a part of this shit. In the black community, the women dictate who the man want to grow up to be based off of who they date.
That's real.
So I'm looking at it like, shit, I'm only seeing these girls, they dealers and dudes that got nice cars. I got to get me some nice cars to get me some ass. I got to get some jewelry. I got to get fly. That's what it was about.
And the way you saw to get fly was
that's the only people I see to respect.
Yeah.
They only respected the criminals in the game.
Right.
Yikes.
Okay. We're gonna start with you, Shan. What are your thoughts on this?
When what was he in the hood? I mean, chicks like hood dudes, right?
From according, he grew up in Philly, from what I understand. So.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't think that that's universal. I think that that was just an experience of. I mean, people like different things. I think that certain women like drug dealers. Some women don't. They like, I don't. I can't. That's not my reality. I didn't. That's not what I saw. I saw women who liked, when I was in school, especially, and I grew up in the 80s, 70s, 80s, I'm older. I didn't see that. It was popular to be the smart kid, to want to be career oriented. We grew up around, you wanted to be successful. So I can't speak on that because that just wasn't my reality.
Were you from the suburbs?
You said what now?
Did you grow up in the suburbs or?
No. I mean, it was
using a hood
area, but it wasn't
okay.
like high, like the demographics. It wasn't, our income wasn't high income, but we all had the same mentality where we were all, we wanted to, our parents instilled values, morals, they cared about your grades. They wanted you to be successful. That was one thing we all had in common. So, I can't say I didn't have drug dealers on my, there may have been some, but nobody looked at them like, oh, I want to be just like that person. It was like they were getting all the girls that you wanted. Because most of the women that I grew up around, even though we were low income, they all went to college to end up doing something for themselves. They have husbands who are, of like minds. So I didn't see that as an experience. I think that that's a small community or a community, and that's probably what they saw. But I don't think that that's the 80s, 90s experience. At least it wasn't mine.
Okay. Darren McPherson, do you beg to differ?
Beg to differ what? My experience?
Or just in general, what do you think? Do you think that what he was saying is remotely true, or
I think
is he way off?
Close to the truth, but he kind of misassociated the connection. Like he said it was men looking at that from hindsight and like, okay, I guess I gotta go deal drugs and be a gangbanger to get some ass. I think that's where the disconnect was at. I think it's more of the lifestyle that the drug dealer was able to provide to the women. Because if it was a guy, it was a nigga that was cleaning up garbage on the streets, as he was rolling around with the Benz and doing all that shit, they would be going over. They'd be going over to the garbage niggas. It wasn't necessarily the drug dealing; it was the lifestyle. And I think women know that, and they just let us be stupid and be like, "Yeah, you think that's what it is? No, niggas, what you can do for me is the purses, is the nights, the shopping, and all that shit. They not thinking about no motherfucking powder going into a bag or none of that stuff or whatever you do. Go do what you do, boo. Just give me your credit card." And I think if most men are able to understand that perspective, then they won't misassociate, why these women are going for these particular guys. Now you.
I agree, bro.
Sherelle, I have a feeling that you emphatically disagree with what Mr. Darwin just said. Am I correct?
I mean, yeah. I guess y'all have to have like a resident hood person on the panel, so I'll be that today. No. If you're in the hood, the guy that's getting busy, he the man. That's what it is. He got the money, he gonna get the baddest, he gonna get the flyest. If you wanna beat the man, you gotta be the man. So in just good girls gonna get overlooked. People don't like the averages, right? So even in the communities where everybody's good, everybody want that doctor, right? So the plug is the doctor in the hood. He the doctor. He ain't the nurse. He ain't the guy that check you in. He's not that. He's the doctor. He the one with the money and credit cards. Drug dealers don't have credit cards unless they're a scammer too, and then they have credit cards, but they ain't their credit cards. So you got to understand that a doctor, he gonna spend his money, but he ain't gonna spend his money like a drug dealer. The money come fast when you a drug dealer. It go fast, so they spend it fast. It's the lavish lifestyle. It's the nobody touches him. Nobody, like when he come in, when the kingpin walk in the neighborhood, everybody respect him. Everybody move out his way. You know what I'm saying? And the only person that's gonna touch him is the one that's trying to take his spot. If you bold enough to take that man's spot, you become the man now. You the man now, right? So just like on the wire, when Marlo came in, he showed them who the man. I'm the man now. It is what it is. So like when you in the hood, yeah, it is, and that promotes the young boys in the hood to not want to go get regular jobs. A lot of them, sports.
I'm trying to figure out where you disagree with me at.
No, I'm saying like you saying it's just the lifestyle, but the doctor would provide a different lifestyle. And it's a lot of girls that wouldn't do it because they would consider them square. Even if they had money. You see what I'm saying? They would consider them square. It's the dangerous aspect of it too. So that's
why do every time a woman get with a drug dealer that's doing well and spinning the bag, always try to get him to stop dealing drugs? I swear every story I hear, even every movie I watch, the girl that goes on the hip of the drug dealer, she always trying to get him out of the streets.
Well, no, that's just some
movies. That's TV.
Yeah.
I included movies. I didn't say it was solely movies. I included even movies do it as well. Like I said, every story I hear, it's always the girl trying to get the nigga off of the street. Baby, I want to have his family. I want you to stop doing this. You getting shot. I'm scared. Like,
no.
They don't be caring. They like Tasha St. Patrick. You see how Tasha didn't want Ghost to lead the game? You see how he was trying to change his life? They're more like Tasha than anything.
I know and grew up with a lot of dope boys. And most of the women that they had that they was with long term, they in the shit too. You know what I'm saying? They bagging up. They know what a work is. If somebody coming to pick up a jab, they know where it's at. Man, babe, Darwin on his way. All right, bet. Awesome. She gonna run it down, you know what I'm saying? Run it downstairs. So it's there is come on.
Hold on. So y'all just twisted it and actually made this worse on the women now.
No,
I mean, but that's the
that's the reality though. Like, I think she was speaking facts. I think that's the reality.
There is a specific group of women that are interested in that. Like that's what gets them off. And that's why that cycle continues.
So what is it? So what is the majority of the women who date drug dealers are like that, or just some of them?
Honestly,
I would say it's a 60-40. I would say 60-40, they're in favor of it.
I feel like it's not only that. If you
the good girls, right? To ruin her life.
Notice that the drug dealers, the rappers, the people that gang bang, you know, the people that specific, they all have common things. And like when my child's father got out of jail, the first thing he said was, dang, this is the style now, so I can go out and people wouldn't even know I gang bang. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a certain type of style, and it's it's very common, and it's hard to tell the difference. And it's not just about flashy or looking good, but then you got to think about it. It's a survival thing. So in the hood, it's like a lot of people don't change because in order to change spiritually, the first step is to feeling safe. So you don't feel safe. So for me, when I started being attracted to those type of men, I used to think like, okay, I know if something happened, he got me. I know don't nobody, like she said, don't nobody want to mess with him. So it's also a survival thing. And then like you said, when it comes down to providers, I know he's going to overly provide. I know he's going to overly be able to help. So I understand what they think. And it starts at such a young mind frame, and that's the sad part. That's why he said, as a little boy, it doesn't start at an age where you're able you really get a chance to pick who who you're deciding to look up
Shit.
to. It starts at a
No.
very young age. And even my brother said it. He was like, I'm mad at myself because as soon as I touched some money, I just really wanted that belt. You feel me? I really want that belt. But dang, after
Dumbass
8
belt.
months, that belt broke. But it was something. He said, but I seen all the guys with the belt. So to him, the belt meant I made it. You know what I'm saying? That's what the belt meant for him. I made it. Those things to them make it seem like they made it because that's how the men around them are portraying it. That's just how it looks. And it really depends on what level you're talking about. Are you talking about the deep hood? Because middle class, I understand what y'all saying. It's not that deep. People really just trying to mimic what they're close to in the next community over. So I understand that for the middle class, but
No,
for
the
the
re-
like lower class, like in the hood, it's not no, oh well, no, this man gonna be able to take care of me and keep me safe. That's what they really believe
no, the
until
reason why I'm
That makes
saying it
stuff
sense.
makes
start happening all around them.
the reason why I'm saying it makes a woman look even worse is because if they're literally saying they just want to be with a drug dealer because he's the man, you know what I'm saying, and the energy he bring, being the gun and the violence and all that stuff. If that's her catalyst for dating him, that makes her look very bad. Because I would argue that the men that have to get out night and day to go out there and do drugs probably had limited options to choose from as far as making wealth. He's probably grown up in a condition where like he had no other way to turn but to pick it up. But these women choosing these men, I don't see any argument where they didn't have any other way to choose a drug dealer. Because
That's the part of the
if any of these young dudes that's in the streets right now that's got to go pick up the bag can actually get out and make a living, they actually had the right upbringing, they actually had a circle around them, they wouldn't. History has shown us that these black people would not pick up and go the gun and go do drugs if they had opportunities. But if you're saying women are doing it not because they're disenfranchised, but because they just like the thrill of being with a drug, that just paints women out there.
But how are they not disenfranchised when they growing up with these women? They're not finding these women in other neighborhoods. They're finding the women in their neighborhoods. They're products of their environment. Just how the little boy that's growing up with the mama that's on drugs, he got 3 sisters living in that same house underneath those same conditions as him. So how am I supposed to judge a man and look at him like he a hustler making his way? My daddy a hustler making his way. My brothers is hustlers making their way. My cousins is hustlers making their way. Every man I know is a hustler. Is gonna get busy. All the niggas I know go to jail. This normal. So the little girls ain't looking up and like, oh, I wanna be him. They wanna be her. They wanna be the girl that live in the hood and she got the bags and the purses and the nails and she got the dudes coming over there. They want to look good and look like her. They looking up to her. They looking up to the kept woman. The little boy's looking up to them, but she looking up to look. I'm gonna give me some Section 8 housing too, and my rent gonna be $5, and somebody gonna come up in here and be throwing stacks at me. It's like it's a lifestyle that there is no other way. And then the movies imitate us. Movies barely imitate middle class black people. They come roll their cameras in the hood. So not only do we see it every day, we turn the TV on and y'all showing us this all there is to life. Y'all, we listen to the radio talking about what we going through. The radio ain't talking about, oh, we live in middle class, we all go and get doctorates. That ain't what the radio saying. The radio talk. My little cousin on the radio. I know Wayne them. I go to school with juvenile son. We be at the park. I know them. So in our minds in the hood, y'all don't even realize when y'all start talking about middle class black families that we didn't have all that. We be like, huh? Y'all was on some Cosby Show shit for real? We was thinking that shit was. We never thought the Cosby Show was real. We was like, nah. But The Wire, we related to that.
Yeah, can I say something real quick?
Go ahead, Jilla, you got it.
I'm from Newark, New Jersey. So
you grew up in Newark?
Yeah, I'm from Newark. Avon and Pet
I'm
Shop.
from Hooterville.
You from Hooterville?
Yeah.
You already know. So you already know what I'm about to say. You know what I'm saying? Like, where I'm from, the drug dealer is king. You know what I'm saying? And the misnomer is that they were dealing with hood women. That's definitely not the truth. Where I'm from, it was women coming from Short Hills, Maplewood, everywhere to come deal with dudes in the trap. It was not just the chicks around the corner. The chicks, the drug dealer attracted all women. And it was because of the lifestyle, but it's because of the thrill. And I think a lot of young men started following the drug dealers because historically, I felt like the black woman was always the moral compass of the community. So when she allowed herself to subject herself to a drug dealer, that realigned the moral compass of the young men. So if it's good enough for mama, it's definitely good enough for me. Like just like in The Wire, his mother had him selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? Like in Power, Tasha said, no, keep going. And who was Ghost's other girl? A district attorney. I got homies that's coming up, that's on Fed time right now, that just came home, and their girlfriends is chiefs of police. And I know homies we be bagging up. We was in the trap. Cops would be there, like not because they were snitching, because niggas was dirty. So where I'm from, drug dealers got all the women, not just the hood rats. More often, it's women from the suburbs because it was exciting. It was thrilling. It wasn't just the hood. A lot of times, the hood rats wouldn't mess with the drug dealers because they know them niggas. They would go get a square. So oftentimes, where I'm from, I feel like the regular black woman was attracted to the hood guy. And to this day, I feel like that's still the case. And it kind of made young men not want to do the 9-to-5 thing. Why would I want to? Because it wasn't just about the money. It was about, they felt like you was a sucker because you got up every day and punched the clock when you could hit this block. So it wasn't even just about the money. They felt like you was less of a man if you took on a responsibility of letting some white man tell you what to do. Like it got real, real deep with the street game. But even to this day, women may not admit it, but there's something about the aesthetic of a drug dealer that appeals to black women. I don't think it will always like that, but I think once the 70s and 80s hit, things kind of shifted.
I have a question for
It's
you.
always been like that since the mob.
But I have a question for y'all, for the men. Do y'all feel like that y'all have to divulge in a certain type of fashion in order to feel safe? Like sometimes I feel like, for instance, I heard a guy talking about gang banging, and the interviewer asked him, did you start that beef or did you inherit that beef? He was like, I don't know, Hoover. You know what I'm saying? I don't know Larry Hoover. Soon as I came out 6 years old, my uncle was like, what up, folk? You know what I'm saying? What up, Lord? What up, GD? Like, whatever it is that they were, the uncles put it off on them. So do you feel if you went into a predominantly black crowd, you know what I'm saying, with the music that predominantly, that they feel like we listen to, you're in that type of environment, do you really feel like you could go in there dressed like that dude? Do you feel like you would be safe, and would you feel safe going in there dressed like that dude, or would you feel like a walking lick?
Marcus, could you answer that first?
Yeah, I feel super safe. I done did this shit before, but it's a reason why. So I don't think it's a very accurate depiction because them niggas already know me. So it ain't like I just be a new person that's popping
But
up.
nobody that you know. It's not people that you know. It's like you and a couple of your homeboys, y'all in the town, y'all in the new city. You feel me? Going into a certain environment. You know what I'm saying? Certain type of is popular, but also, certain rappers go here. Certain people, you know how the vibe gonna be. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about
But I'm saying, yeah, I wear that shit, but I still have a polo, especially from someplace in the new city. So it wouldn't really matter to me if they pull it. They just gonna, you feel? So,
Viz, you had a different answer?
I grew up. I am plugged. I was affiliated, so
okay.
I lived that life. I dressed that way, but now, like I said, I for the most part I dress like Buddy in the first video, and I'll walk straight in the hood, liquor store, corner store, whatever, dressed just like that, and motherfucker ain't gonna say shit to me. You know, I think that is in any hood. If you look like prey, you're gonna get preyed on. If you look and move a certain type of way, then motherfuckers not gonna fuck with you. So I don't think that and even guys from the hood that wasn't plugged, you know what I'm saying, they didn't get down, but people still respected them, you know what I'm saying, because again of how they carried themselves. So I think that that's the most important part of it all. It don't matter what you wearing, it's how you present yourself. And how if you present yourself like a stain, then motherfuckers gonna poke your ass. Pause. You know what I'm saying? If you but if you look like you one of them guys, then shit, hey, you solid, you're solid, folks. You know, whatever. It don't matter what you is. I'm gonna acknowledge you as a man. So I think this is all about how you carry and present yourself.
Okay, Vince, I don't believe you when you say you dress like the homie over there. Philosophical. I'm gonna let you answer, then Darwin, we got you next. If you want to answer that same question, if you had a different answer.
What's the question again? I'm sorry.
Damn, where'd she go?
Do you feel like you could dress like Buddy in the video in order to if you dress like that, do you feel like you're gonna be a walking lick, or will you still get respect where you from by just moving around dressed like that? Will you feel awkward and out of place? Or
it depends on your standing in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like if people know you, you know what I'm saying, and they like, because every hood got some weirdos that whoop your ass, but because of who they is and how they got down, people like, yeah, he weird, but you know what I'm saying? Like once you establish who you are, in the hood. I mean, Trev, you know, we always got that every hood got an obscure dude. He might have funny hair, like everybody got one.
You leave him alone though. They like, no, I don't mess with him. No. He like that.
It may be a hood dude in the hood that maybe, you know, swing on the other side. You know what I'm saying? But every hood got it. But once you establish who you are in the hood, people just accept you who you are. I think from the outside looking in, the hood look like this horrible place. But when you're in it, it's its own dynamic. It's its own community. It has its own temperament and politics. So once you establish who you are, like me, I always was who I was. I was always through this. I was always in the hood reading and sharing books in the trap and all that. So once they respect you for who you are, and then oftentimes you will get further being who you are in the hood. Most people that get caught up in the problems in the hood, you'll realize that it's only a small sector of men that's really getting popping. You got the remnant of real dudes who will really kill you and really sell drugs. And then you got dudes that hover around them that don't really sell drugs, they ain't scared to fight. And then around those dudes is just a bunch of just mascots. And a lot of times, a lot of things that's done by cats in the hood is dudes that don't even live there. They come to the hood. They got two parents. They live in South Orange, but they want to be down. So it ain't as clear cut as it looks from the outside. It's really just a small handful of dudes that really get it popping, and a whole bunch of gangster groupies around them, hoping that they get the scraps from the chicks that they fuck with or the dudes that think they lit, and they just hang it on. So it's really not as clear cut as people think it is. If you're a real man, you're gonna stand on business, and they're gonna respect you.
See, out here it be different. Niggas get drunk and then it be different. They just be.
Where you from?
Point them out, knock them out. 290, so the west suburbs, but I'm closer to out west. But my blood relatives live out south, so Chicago basically.
I'm saying, but if you at a party or something, because I'm from Chicago too.
Mm-hmm.
So I fucked around out west.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go to a party and again you standing by yourself off in the cut, you looking like a thing.
Girls, be honest. Are you telling me
I'm
if a
keeping
dude
it a
walks
buck.
in and they not gonna start ratting him if it's not his area, you know what I'm saying? He probably used to that in his hood, but you're going into an environment that's not your own. They gonna instantly, and if he know how to respond, then he'll get his respect. It depends on how he responds. But instantly, as soon as he walk in, they gonna try him. You know that.
But you missed it. What he was saying earlier was if you behave and move like a stain, then they're gonna stain your ass. So it's still the same thing. Even like so, unless it's still the same thing. If you think about it, and you know I'm from the Holy City, so it's the same shit. I didn't shit. I used to wear like what's it the Lacoste polos with the whole Lacoste fit, the little alligator.
But that was popular at the time.
Let me think. What else?
You swag that. You're always talking about when it was popular. I'm talking about this guy. And then the somebody like the women are like they in their 20s, so you know they're because we already said that this younger generation kind of got things messed up, like how they view and pick. Go ahead.
All right, so look, I came back from the from overseas with some Italian cut different shit, and I went to a meeting in that shit before, like a little shirt. Remember them shirts with the collar they used to hang over, kind of like a scarf was made into it.
The sweaters.
Yeah, but I had like a t-shirt one. I wore them to a meeting, like.
But you still wasn't changing who you was. So
yeah, no.
Because you am white when you come through, no matter what you do.
I'm just and just be honest about the experience. Like when I come, people do try me. If I'm in a certain outfit, they try me. But as soon as I start talking and I'm chopping up with them, they like, oh, you cool as hell. Like, yeah, I have to show you that I don't have to dress a certain way in order to fit in. And I'm not gonna always dress a certain way to fit in. You know what I'm saying? Or to be like.
So look, you can't
let Shannon go. She had a point.
Okay.
She was gonna.
I can wait until they get done because
what I was gonna say is I had brought some girls from the suburbs to the city one time, and my cousin tried to holler at her, and he probably watching this shit. And they was in that she wasn't really going. He got mad and called his baby mama to come over and whoop her. They wasn't trying her because she was dressed differently. It was just these girls not from over here, and she real pretty, and I don't like that shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's the attitude too, though. Like the same way you say, I could dress different. I start talking. They realize you one of us. If you come in, and you not from around here, and you think you gonna because you're when you're in the suburbs, I'm smart and I'm pretty, and that's what matters. In the hood, I'll beat your ass, and that's what matters. Yeah, you got money, and I'm gonna take your money.
Hey, where you from, Cheryl?
I'm from New Orleans.
Fact.
So like what that don't got shit to do with nothing, because I don't care how much money you got. Like, fuck around. Like you're what?
That's why I said they would try me. When they talk to me, it's like at first I used to be nervous about it because my family lived in the city. That's where I was raised. That's why I kick it. That's why I enjoy myself. But I went to school in the west suburbs, but it's off 290, so it's not too far. Maywood, Billwood type stuff. You feel me? So when I go out there and I start talking, at first I used to not say anything, which kind of make it worse because they like, oh, now you think
that
you
definitely
stuck up,
make it worse.
But when I walk in, I know that I have to be like, hey, how you doing? What's up? You like I would greet my family. Like I'm not nervous, and I didn't always you always don't want to have to prove yourself, and I think that's where that dress and stuff comes in. Like the guy said, it's not the fact that you only just get the respect from the women, but you get respect from men too. You know what I'm saying? If you know how to swag yourself out a certain way, you know.
I think I get more respect from men when I'm dressed like that. You know, I walk out in a shirt and tie, slacks. How you doing, sir? What's up, big bro?
At our age now, but he was talking about like when he was younger, what influenced him to make the mistakes that he made in the first place.
But sagging is a good point. Like, you don't gotta be from the hood. Everybody starts sagging. Like, where that shit come from? That's her shit, right? They saying that they come from jail. Hood niggas brought it out of jail to the hood. Everybody in the hood went to doing the shit. Not niggas that do that. They got rappers who be sagging who not from no hood.
False flagging like a motherfucker.
But I did.
Go ahead.
I did want to kind of go back to something that we kind of expose. I don't know if the women intentionally try to.
I wanted to touch on it, so go ahead.
Hit dog holler. I wasn't talking about you, but I think Philosophical made a really good point, and it also exposed a deeper understanding to me on how Black women's selection process is. Because
that's not just Black women. Nope, that's not just Black women.
Okay, I'm all right. Well, I'm just saying I may have misunderstood or misassociated the lifestyle and the drug thing or the thrill, so to speak. And if the ladies would, I don't know if any of the ladies like push back on that. I think we kind of just went into something else. But nobody
asked a
really
question.
challenged that the point he made, or even the point that I made, that it's kind of, it kind of looks bad for women whenever our women that see drug dealers and they see the bad behind it, and for some reason they still choose, you know, those guys, and it's not even a lifestyle, it's the violence or the thrill that come behind it.
But see, that's cap. The majority of men, you're talking about the majority of Shans are messing with drug dealers? No, let me tell you.
I wasn't saying the majority of anybody was messing with anybody. I'm saying the reason why the catalyst for you choosing this type of guy over the doctor or whoever the hell, the garbage man or whatever, the technician that comes to put the security system in, the catalyst to make you choose, okay, this guy it's around violence every day. He's carrying drugs on him and he's got guns on him in and out of the house. What makes you choose this guy over a working class citizen?
Give me 2 seconds, Sherelle. I think she explained it to you. You're just not listening.
Okay, maybe not.
She just clearly said that when you grow up in an environment, we didn't grow up in the same environment, right? So she has brought the men in her
Actually,
family,
I did grow up in similar environments.
Listen, she just clearly said the men that she looked up to growing up, they displayed this type of behavior. This is what she grew up around, right? So, of course, you're going to want them. This is what you see as manhood in your neighbor, in your environment. I didn't grow up.
And then I heard that part. But then Philosophical clearly stated that, quote,
he didn't grow up.
He stated that these
listen, you have a woman on the panel who can give you insight on a situation on why she feels that way.
Well, I wasn't talking about her in particular in her case.
But she's giving the mentality.
I think that's where you kind of taking a weight off the strength of the point by trying to dial it only on her and her perspective.
I think what Bruce was trying to say.
She's doing real fast. She's giving you the mentality of what a woman who's in that situation is thinking. And I would say this, she made a good analogy when it came to the doctor and the drug dealer, right? She's listed attributes that these people have that women go for, and those are true. Women like men of power. That's whether he's a doctor or whatever he is, that's just what women like. Everything she gave you in this, she was very descriptive of why she liked this kind of guy, right? And even if he wasn't a drug dealer, women like that kind of guy in any man, whether he's like a politician or he's anything else. She listed them verbatim for you.
We like a boss, period.
We like boss. He's the boss.
Let me clear
that
up
second part is
what
what
they're
Darwin
looking
is
for.
trying to say,
What
though.
they're looking for is they're trying to say, because I would say this, right? The way that doctors, they don't dig down for hood girls, right? Like people from the middle class, those men, they're not coming look for hood girls. But if a nigga out the hood could get access to a woman from the upper echelon, he gonna put her on his team. But are we ever gonna pretend that we're from the hood and every dude that's in the hood is the plug?
That's why I misunderstood.
Can I help you out, Bruce? I think what Bruce is trying to say.
Finish. Let me finish.
First of all, first, go ahead.
Just let me finish. So the women y'all are talking about, the doctors, the lawyers, first of all, let's get this clear. These boys go to high school with these girls. Hood chicks ain't stupid. Let's get that clear. A lot of times they're gonna get their girl, they're gonna break her virgin, they're gonna send her ass off to college. Go do your thing. They're gonna make her be the lawyer. They're gonna send her to nursing school.
What kind of hood niggas you around?
You ain't gonna never meet no hood nigga that his top dog is a girl he met in the suburbs. His bottom bitch is his brother best friend's sister. His best friend's sister. That's his bottom bitch. The only type of time a hood nigga have access to the bougie bitches is when they get money. When they at that level on them plug shit. They got soldiers. Who the foot soldiers with? Doctors and lawyers. Who the foot soldiers with? Hood bitches. Everybody with they equal. You see a hood man, he got a woman that's gonna match that. You see an educated lame, they got a woman that match that. You can't find a prototype of a black man that ain't got women that look just like him. That's y'all. They try to make it seem like women are leading that shit. Y'all lead that shit, and the women follow y'all.
That's not a.
Prototype of black woman to match it.
That ain't 100%
I don't have a match. All this.
All right, I'm gonna let Philosophical respond to it, then Viz, and then if you got something after that.
Yeah,
let's make something clear. You got the hood, and then you got people that speak on the portrayal of the hood. The hood for real. Everybody is not forced to do anything. What the hood really does is test what's inside of you. You are tested every day. Your character is tested. Your morality is tested. Some people are weak and some people are strong. In every hood, there is a young man, there is an OG that's giving game. There's a nana that's trying to keep you out. The hood exposes what's in you. It's almost like the devil. The devil can't make you do nothing. What he can do is offer you the world. He can tempt you with your lowest nature, and what's inside of you is what you're going to go towards. A lot of people did this shit in the hood, not because they oftentimes had to, it's because they wanted to, because people wanted to be down and people wanted to follow the crowd. And what Bruiser is saying is, regardless of what it is, regardless of why you chose to be with this dude, it's still showing that you're ignoring a certain morality to even take upon this man, as if you have no other choice to be with no other man. Because you do not have to be the plug to get women from the burbs. If you have a certain, because women, now no offense, but women are very emotional and they deal with things in the moment. I don't have to be balling. I just gotta look like I'm balling when I'm in front of you in this moment. So Foot Soldiers can definitely had a good week flipping krills and had 1,500 and met a chick from the burbs in the club and back up with his last 1,500. Yes, he can. You do not have to be the plug. You do not have to be the plug to get a bad chick from the burbs. I got dudes that just came home with nothing in their pocket. They don't have none. They still on papers. They still got a bracelet on. And they got a bad chick from the burbs and they don't have any fucking money. So that's not true. Maybe that's true in New Orleans, but in different hoods, you do not have to be the top dog to get a top chick. You just have to have the certain aesthetic. And you have to be able to captivate her in that moment, at that particular time. But the plug is not even around like that. So
hold on, guys.
So you're standing on the majority of hood dudes are bagging suburban chicks.
See, now you're trying to put a percentage on it. We just trying to give you overall context of it.
We could get from places. We don't have to be a baller.
Not something that got to be measured.
I don't know. What is you doing sending personal shots? You ain't got nothing to do.
That's not a personal shot. I just it's different down there.
It certainly is different. So don't think that they could do whatever they want to do, wherever they want to go. It's gonna be a problem wherever they go. Let's get that clear. And at the end of the day, like y'all be talking about a hood that y'all came from. Just like y'all talking about old hood, old niggas is running. Old heads run good hood.
Who said old heads run anything?
Y'all gotta stop watching movies.
Well, who said old heads run anything?
It's 2024 and no old heads ain't running no hood.
Okay, well, who said old heads?
All right, guys, we're gonna slide to the. Hey, Ruth, did you have something? Ruth, did you have something? All right, Chanel, you go. What you got on this?
Well, it just takes me down memory lane a little bit. I'm from Gary, Indiana. So I grew up in the hood, but I wasn't exposed. My sister and I, we were sheltered. So it was the girls that you couldn't go 3 houses down that way, go 3 houses down that way. And my grandfather always had a gun. So everybody in the hood knew, stay away from the twins. I'm identical twin. So I ended up dating a drug dealer nowhere near, like, it was kind of like, I'm in college. We grew up together. We went to school together. We from the hood together. He even went to college, but, we ran into each other and he had his shit together, his own place, nice car and everything. I had no idea he was selling drugs. I didn't. Like, I was busy traveling for work, being gone for 3 and 5 days, coming back, so I didn't realize he was a drug dealer for like almost 6-7 months. So now we got these feelings together. We from the same hood and everything. And then one day I started applying pressure, trying to figure out, like, well, you always at my house, but I'm never at yours. I'm about to come follow you.
Damn.
And I followed him, and it was a trap. And I walked in and everything. Some Porsche walked up, and some rich white looking man went to the back of the side of the house. I'm thinking maybe he's doing something with electricity company or something. Like, I was in denial what the hell was going on. But when I went in there, I saw dudes playing video games and people in the kitchen stuff, and I go straight to the back in his room. And it was just kind of like, are you fucking crazy, dude? Like, I got a master's degree. I started running stuff off. I've
You ain't
traveled for
leave
a
though.
company. You know, oh yeah,
You
I
ain't.
did. Of course I did. My feelings was hurt because I didn't know. Even though we are from the same hood, I didn't know because I didn't know I thought he finished college and stuff and was doing this thing, but I didn't know. So we
Yeah, I
did
didn't.
ultimately end up breaking up.
Yeah,
Because
I don't think it was
I
right for him to have
immediately
tricked you
felt
like
like
that. Yeah,
no,
because
I
he
immediately
tricked
felt
you.
like that I had a lot to lose. I had a lot to lose. And I was like, nah, like I love you, but I got too much to lose. And he
You gave
understood
him
it.
30. You gave
I
him
think her
30 to
story.
60 days.
I think her story shed light on a strong point that when you go out and date, there's not a bubble that you're dating in. Like you meet at a location where exposed to where everybody come from different demographics. And the only way you'll know that these people came from the hood is if you actually ask strategic questions to figure out where they are or where they from and what the hell they do. So this notion that a doctor don't come to date a hood girl, I don't understand, that statement unless somebody is literally carrying a personification of I'm a hood girl, and he's carrying a personification that I'm a doctor. I got friends that are doctors and they dress just like fucking guy that does plumbing when they go out to the fucking hood. Like everybody, you don't know who is who until you actually go into vetting and deep layers of vetting. So that part right there kind of derailed the whole main point of what I was trying to get to. And it's like, I don't know if it's like a protection thing, but I really think this is important to kind of try to understand the mind of these women who want the thrill. Like, where is that born from? I understood it when she said she grew up and that's all she said, so she did it. Man, I grew up in a house full of crackheads and shit, but I didn't want to, not one fucking puff of a crack pipe or anything, or I was exposed to a whole bunch of shit. That didn't make me, and that's why I can kind of side with philosophical, but not because he's a brother, but because what he stated, like it tests your character, it tests what's inside you already, and brings out the true you. So if you wanted to date that nigga, that's just who you are.
But
And
dog,
I think if we
Hold
didn't
up,
have
hold up. I wanted
accountability,
to hear from Ruth real quick. She hasn't had an opportunity to speak. She got cut off and then ran off the last time. But go ahead, Ruth.
I was like Chanel. I don't care if I was living in the hood or if I was in the suburbs. I was living inside. I ain't know nothing. So, like all this other stuff, this is new to me. I think that the women, like I agree with Sherelle, about the whole doctor and hold on one second. Yeah, even if it was like a doctor, they still would think that he doesn't have enough swag for them. They just look on for this particular look. They rather a guy in jail. It's not every woman. It's just certain kind of women. I don't know what it is. It's like people are trying to prove to other people that this is the kind of man I have, so this is the kind of value that I have. So I don't get that whole thing. But I ended up talking to somebody that was low key dealing drugs one time too, but like to high schoolers. So it wasn't like a big operation or nothing. But I'm just like, why? You can even be attracted to somebody that just because they have the confidence, like they walk a little different, everybody's scared of them, or they're the big football player, or like that status. I was just like drawn to the person because of that. It wasn't even because they were the best looking person. It was they seemed the most masculine. Come to find out, that person would get on their tiptoes for a mouse, and a lot of these boys, when the bee come, everybody started like, oh my god, a bee! All the boys in high school used to run for bees and stuff. I was like, what is going on right now? But I think it's a catch-22 because when you I think the kids grew up seeing drug dealers on TV, so we are only showing drug dealers and ball players. So we only believe that that's who we go for. That's the top person. So the girls, they grew up believing that. That's why certain girls, they only like different races because that was the good race or whatever, but it's programmed into our mind. And we have to like deprogram ourselves from believing all of this crap that they pushed out in front of us. When you said it was different in the 70s and 80s, I know exactly what you're talking about because all these other things were not introduced to us till then. We had strong communities, we had a strong sense of morals. Now all of a sudden our morals going in the trash because it's based off of what we saw, and how many people saw Family Matters, and that's how you saw how a real family's supposed to be, or the Cosbys, and you were like living through these people. Like TV is very powerful, and they do know that. Vince said something about the trousers and the velvet shoes. I don't think it's an ugly look. I think it's you can't wear your pants all the way tight. Like it got to be loose at the bottom. Like you can be dressed up. Like it's some guys do look good in it. He just looked like he had a big body on top and then tiny in the bottom, and his shape wasn't right, and then it was too high. And it's like you still can wear the high water look because you're not supposed to wear socks with it. Like it's a way it can be done, right? With the little flower vest thing. Y'all seen the look before, so it's not a crazy thing. What I did want to speak on is the dress up. Like I decided to dress up. Like I'm not gonna dress down. I'm not gonna dumb down for other people. So if you do dress up, people you might have a small amount of people that hate on you, but honestly, the people that you think will be like nasty towards you, whatever, they show you respect. They look up to you. They treat you a certain way, and you may not have the same amount of money as them, but they treat you like you're better than them. And it's sad, but it's like that's how it is. So people shouldn't be afraid to be themselves or be their best version. Or I hate when you like look nice and they're like, where are you going? Like you got to explain yourself just because you want to be put together at all times. Like you don't have to look like what you've been through. Like it doesn't matter if you were born in the hood or the suburbs, whatever. That's just your circumstance. Everybody got to start from somewhere. Like we got to like all respect each other. It's not like, because when I went to high school in the suburbs, and so it's like everybody fake like they were in a Philly kid. Like they I'm from Philly. Like that was your street cred, was I'm from Philly. And it's like, what? Come on, y'all. It's across the street. Like, cut it out. Y'all all hang together like everybody try to be so tough. So now people faking like they from the hood just to get respect instead of just being themselves. So we don't have doctors and lawyers and engineers and all these other things. People that we got to show these ordinary men a lot of respect so that they can say, you know what, I want an engineer as a husband. How is it all these white people got a teacher in combination and we can't figure it out? They can figure out how to be middle class together. So we got to figure out like, hey, what can I deal with, right? Can I deal with a plumber? Can I deal with a electrician? You know, and do what I got to do and build a life with this person. Because when you put it together, it's $120,000. Y'all can be six figures together. So it don't got to be all this, judging one another and looking down on one another.
Can I say something? That's a beautiful.
Can I just add something real quick?
No,
I just want to add that y'all Chicago people.
All right, so
y'all, Chicago.
I'm gonna let y'all three go. I just want to keep it kind of concise because we about to jump over to the next one. So if we could keep it in about the minute range, go ahead. You can start, Chanel.
I was just wanted to say that Chicago people, y'all got like a keen eye to people because I'm from Gary. I went to two clubs. Somewhere on Stony Island and someplace, a club called Secrets. And both times some girls tried to fight me for no reason. And I didn't even know that I was stirring up these girls again. I was at the bar and all these dudes just ran over to me. It was like, hold on. I turned around. It was a whole bunch of girls about to jump on me. I was like, what the heck? And these girls was like, oh, you coming in here. They had jumpsuits and stuff on. I'm like, I got on a dress. I ain't got no bra, nothing. No. I'm thinking like all this stuff. These girls want to jump on me. So I was like, I'm never going to Chicago again. And then I go to another club like 3 years later, same thing. I was in the bathroom and it was just a lot going on. And all I said was, excuse me. And I was saying, excuse me. She thought I was saying, excuse her. And then she turned around immediately. You don't know where you from? You ain't from Chicago? I'm like, these Chicago people, y'all, when y'all don't see somebody that's not from there, y'all immediately come fuck. Just had to say
in defense of Chicago. Let me just defend my city real quick. The issue is this. The way you built, if you was from the area, we'll know, men and the women. You could tell like the way your body is shaped, it was like a BBL before BBLs, right? Is that a fair statement? So
yeah, I've always been a cheerleader, so I've always had shape. This is years ago, but yeah.
So that shape, the girls know that shape, just like the man know. You probably had somebody, man, looking at you like that, like,
No. It was probably the way she was like carrying herself. I guarantee you. It was probably the way she was carrying herself. Because some girls just be drunk, like for real. And it was probably young girls too, right? Probably somebody that's not like probably younger than what you are. Like the girls, they just sometimes be on it. I don't know why. Like if they just feel like you too quiet, that's another reason they'll be drunk. Like y'all know how girls be up here. Y'all know how they be. And she's not talking about the girls with sense. You know, it's always that one girl. It's always them one group of girls in the club that come in rowdy, coming in on BS, coming in. Cause like she said, I said, excuse me. And she said, excuse you, da, 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 da. Were they in groups with the girls in groups? Because if it was one girl, then yeah, I 9 times out of 10, a nigga was looking at you. But they in groups, they was just probably on bullshit.
Well,
I
the
was
ones that was
just
trying to drunk me, they was in groups. It was the girl in the bathroom, but she immediately was like, "You're walking around and you was up in this and that, and you turned around." And I was like, "I don't even remember ever seeing you." Like, I don't even know what she was talking about.
But real quick, just while I got a
So,
minute, I just
go
wanted to
ahead.
talk about the conditioning. I think everybody forget that conditioning plays a large part in why we like the things that we like. And honestly, when they said that it's the women who's deciding what the men become, I really wanted to speak on that because I honestly do think we play a large role, and my heart was broken when I started to seeing what women became. When I seen that women no longer had the, I guess, emotional capacity to be the bigger person now, to have certain type of standards. They want to get their lick back. They want to do what the men do, the younger generation that's like right under us. And it really breaks my heart because I'm like, dang, they already got to the men. So once they get to the women, what would our community really look like? Like it was really scary. So that's just what I wanted to say.
It's everybody, not just the young
Shan,
guys.
Shan, I know you had a point, and then I'm gonna let philosophical close it.
I didn't want to take that away from her because I think that's absolutely true, especially with nowadays, right? Where we're going. But to talk about the 90s, I did have a reflection of the 90s. And I do remember like the Marky Mark. Everybody thought that was cool, right? I think the problem is in the suburbs, people thought that was cool, but we kind of grew out of it. Some people held on to it. So you may have had that hood boyfriend in high school, but you didn't carry him outside. You was like, that was just a phase. Not in that phase anymore. So it may have been looking like you are getting these suburban girls, but you were just we see it in all cultures. It was just a phase. You understand what I'm saying? But I think that we held onto that phase like, oh, it's kind of like how women do now. I got this guy, but you don't even know he just liked you because he want to have sex with you. You know what I'm saying? So now in your mind, you got access to this guy that you really don't have access to. It's almost the same thing. You know, you had access to this type of girl, but then that girl grew, she got a little older, and now she's back to her suburban life and left you behind when it was a false access. It wasn't based in legit stability reality. You know, like, does that make sense?
No, the only reason that well, all right.
Yes, because guys know their level.
Philosophical, you got it. You can shut it down with this one.
Real quick, just responding to Ruth. I appreciate the point you made, sister. I think we highlight too much of the toxic stuff that women say. So I want to definitely give you your props for what you said, because it's rare that I hear a lot of women that's open to that harmonious agreement. And I think what the drug dealing era did, it kind of devalued what we valued in each other. Because I was looking at a stat earlier and how it seemed like when we was under more racism and stress, and when we was less educated, we was married more. So not to say that we downplay education and we downplay success, but it seems like the vanity of materialism and the access that education gives us somehow has made us more competitive with each other. So I just appreciate what you said. I just want to add on with that.
Thank you.
All right. So we're gonna jump into a few super chats. Our official narrator seems to have taken a break. So is there anyone else who isn't? Oh, you still hack? Okay, good. Because you was about to have me searching for another person that isn't dyslexic. So, all right, carry on. I'm gonna pull these chats up.
The AP accountability partner with $2. More membership gifts at 100 likes. Salute to the panel. I don't know where the likes at, but hopefully we.
Yeah, y'all gotta get right with these likes. Y'all doing all right, but we need y'all to excel in these likes, man. Y'all can do better. Let's get it.
Stepping back, Jack, disengaged and in the away sphere with the $2. Black's not living like the Cosbys. It's Sherelle's fault. It's all Sherelle's fault.
Ooh, okay. Shout out to everybody who's been a contributor. We appreciate you. We got another one for you.
The AP accountability partner with the $5. Marcus, your stripes were made already. I witnessed that ish, bro. Keep it a stack now. Yeah.
Here we go.
He came to the hood with me before. I took him to another hood, but the AP accountability partner with the $5. Viz, you unk now. You can wear whatever the hell you want. Back in the day, though, not like that. Niggas expose your goof.
Yeah.
No, not never.
Oh man. Hey, you not going to accept, or do you accept the unk tag or no? You're not ready for that jacket.
Well, yeah, I just made 38, so yeah.
Oh damn, you're still younger, man. You can't do it before 40. You can't be unk yet. Go ahead, Marcus. Keep it going.
Yeah, I'm
yes.
OG in the hood. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Who y'all think older me is?
What was he gonna ask, Ruth?
So we can't wear suits as black people. Are we gonna miss that whole thing? We can't dress casual.
Shit, I look great in this suit. I don't know what y'all talking about, and I don't look like an old head or corny neither. So it all depends. There's certain ways to do it. You know, you just have to. First off, you have to know how to fit. You look for a modern cut. You just have to have a fashion sense. It's not that difficult. Like, if you don't know what you're doing, go to YouTube and look at what's hot. Go to the magazines and see what's hot. Like, it's too easy to figure out what's hot. You can go on Instagram and see the hottest suits. I mean, don't follow like D Wade or anybody, but you look at maybe like Idris Elba or somebody, and you be like, oh, okay, that's what's popping. Let's get it. You know what I mean? There's some people who are doing what they do, and it's not hard to find. If anybody needs help, I offer free help like that. So hit the brother up. I will tell you what's a good pick or not. So. Keep it that simple.
Like, even if they have the nice suit, that y'all saying they're corny. Is that?
No, I am not. I would never say that a nice suit is corny. I wear nice suits. I don't understand where you're going with this. We're saying you can't wear what he had on. Bro had no fashion sense. His fit was wrong, even by your own admittance, right? It was too tight. He should have wore a better belt. The way he tucked it in and floated it was weird. It just wasn't a good look. And if he turned the females off. When you dress like that, you're going to repel females. That's a fact. You just have to know how to do it. Even if I would have put the same exact clothes on, I would have freaked it better. I would have made it look a certain way. Like, you just got to know how to do it. And you have to wear clothes that are flattering to your particular shape. Simple as that. These are simple things that most men have to understand, and people should teach their sons. People don't, and his friends don't love him because they told him to wear that shit.
Can I say something too? Can y'all stop neglecting your legs?
Leg day? Oh yeah, she right.
The under proportion be so different, and it's got to line up right.
Oh my God! Don't listen. Don't skip leg day. We got it. And Mike, keep it going with the super chats.
AP, the accountability partner with the team. I fucks with Chanel. Great point, sis. And Die, you legit remind me of this chick I used to holler at back in the day. I bet you one of them real ones, or at least used to be.
Damn, used to.
Dang,
Yeah, he going. All right, man. Listen, you can say whatever you want as long as you're donating. You're welcome.
What was the quote though?
The real, like like shit. I think he meant like she got active.
Air quotes. Air quotes. He got them for you. All right. So, and Mike, I hope you had a sip of water because we're gonna need your special set of skills even more right now. We got some things for you to read, brother. So, I don't know if y'all know what's going on with the homeboy Shannon Sharpe, but it's getting real. We're gonna have you read some more things, so you can keep your mic on, brother. We're gonna go ahead and jump into these. Matter of fact, let me get this talk out of here. All right, so you ready, Marcus? Are you ready? All right, here's the first one.
Yeah, my issue is, as Shannon Sharpe never speaks on the disrespect the rest of the women of the WNBA experience, always defending Caitlyn. The WNBA disrespect didn't start with Caitlyn. They've been disrespected for years. Caitlyn Buzz made that hate way worse, and the people who tried to have the other women's back got called haters. But people like Shannon Sharpe and Stephen A. Smith, who wanted us to be thankful for ratings boosts. Martell C. Parks. This is why I said the WNBA has a what about me issue. Happy Shannon calling it out right in front of who started it. Shannon Sharpe. That's your issue, not mine. I have no issue with anything I said in regards to WNBA and its players, past or present.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, I'm sure you don't. That's your issue, not mine. I have no. All right, yeah. Go to the next one. I already read that one. So Shannon Sharpe, why are you? I'm guessing he meant to say on my page. Don't you have another horse to ride of his hair? Stop trying to kill my vibe. Shannon talking to Ungodly West. Next Shannon Sharpe. Okay, September 25th, 2024 at 6:06. I will no longer respond to any negativity. It's not that serious for me. I got kids. I would be upset with them if they responded in this manner. This is beneath me. Y'all pray for me though.
Wow.
Beneath with an F.
Oh, these are some of the comments. Can you read those?
Yeah. Like that man went on. Oh shit. Ungodly West. I guess this is her comeback. Like that man went on Instagram Live, pumping and dumping and grunting like he a warthog and he to look like a man, but he worried about black women's hair. Don't get it. Fairy Season say a dark-skinned man being anti-black. Surprise, surprise. Niggas that is literally Megan Thee Stallion with her natural hair. Sierra, horsehair. Meanwhile, that's a picture of Megan Thee Stallion, whose natural hair is curly and long. Miss Bayek Siwa. So the profile picture is Megan Thee Stallion, whom you recently apologized to for making similar remarks. Whoa, damn, didn't you just apologize to her? Shannon, Portia J. Shannon Sharpe making a joke about horsehair is yet another example of his internalized anti-blackness. The misogynoir here is wild. Julian, wild straight for Megan aside. First take truly is the something C. I don't know the rest of the word blurted out, but truly is the C chamber. If a white dude said that, he'd never see a camera again.
I think it's cum chamber.
Oh my God.
First take is the cum chamber. If a white dude said that, he'd never see a camera again. Temporary dual citizen. Making an anti-black comment like this while trying to prove you don't have a bias against black women. The jokes write themselves. Scotty, a horsehair joke in 2024. Clever girl. Saw a black woman in an Abbey and decided to do misogynoir whole time. All right, next one.
No, I think that's that. So so you pretty familiar? Yeah. You sound like you're familiar with the situation. Give us a little bit of the tea or synopsis, whatever you want to.
I'm not.
You're not.
You know.
Okay. Is anyone familiar with this particular situation? Do they know what's going on with this back and forth with Shannon Sharpe?
I just know a little bit about it. I just heard that people just think he's favoring Caitlin Clark. They just, a lot of women, not just women, but people just been questioning his sexuality. I think men that come off that way, I think they tend to, like only assume that he only like white women or he might be gay. And I don't know how to feel about this because it's like horsehair. That's so throwback. And it's like that had to be internalized somewhere. I just felt like, why not stick to the topic? She stuck to, I'm all down for, hey, you talk about my headline, you know how men feel about losing my hair. Hey, go ahead. You hit below the belt. But why not just stick to the topic? Like she was just saying, she feels that you favor another woman over him. And her delivery could have been better, but you could still snap back while still staying on topic. I feel like when you get off topic and go completely left and right, it's like, okay, now it's getting personal. Now she hit a trigger. Where that trigger coming from? What's up with that trigger?
So in your opinion, who do you think violated first and made it a personal attack?
I think she made it kind of personal because she's obviously a black woman. So she felt like, she internalized it. Just like, when you feel your brother's pain, she felt her sister, I do feel like Shannon Sharpe's, to me, when I watch his interviews about players and stuff, he seems to have a fair opinion to me. So I can't really say unless I actually seen the basketball and know the women and how they play and things of that nature. I can't say if it's a biased opinion or not. So that's the reason why I
Understood.
can't really gauge whether or not whether she was telling the truth or was it a lie. Because if it's the truth, she just clocking it. But if he's really defending Caitlin Clark because she's that girl and she's hitting these stats and she's, hey, give props where it's due. He can't help she white. You feel me? And Angel Reese out the game now with her hand. Them the only two people I really see often on my timeline. So it's like I can't really say unless somebody else can tell me whether or not, you know, if you know the game and you know the ladies and if you felt like other ladies should be given the same platform and be talked about in the same manner, then yeah, she probably had a reason to feel how she feel. I think this comes from different interviews. Like she said, she didn't just get this from one interview, but it sounded like she was going off of multiple interviews he's had.
Nice. So I get that part of it. Here's a lot of the things that I've heard that's going on with Shannon Sharpe. He's been dealing with a lot of turmoil lately. That we know his transition over from Fox Sports and all that. He's been in the limelight just from there. He's had a lot of guests, a lot of ups and downs. The Cat Williams interview was crazy. A lot of people are trying to insinuate that he did that live on purpose because it takes 4 steps for you to go live in actuality. So it's very difficult to see how that could happen, especially if you're not someone who would even have the menu open. You don't ever do live. It's kind of weird. We can only speculate and have our opinions about it. Nobody can really prove whether it's real or not, but something's fishy about it for it to go on and so happy to be on the floor. That's so weird for me. And then you got another phone and you're saying you're getting calls from that one. I don't know. It could happen. Yes, it could happen. The likelihood of that happening in that way kind of bogus to me. And then he had my phone was hacked, but then no, it's not hacked. It happened by mistake though, and I was just getting busy. And then you start advertising these weird male performance pills at the same time. I thought that was peculiar. So I don't know what's up with that. Why he was doing that. So that all to me just seemed kind of weird. And then there was a lot of I know Di, you touched on it. People questioning his sexuality. I never even entertained that, but a lot of people are trying to say that he has this whole thing was like what they call a beard, where they try to make you look like you are straight. This whole situation, they're trying to say that because there's like a guy who he's around a lot in the front row seats and everything else who's obviously flaming. So they think that there is something going on with that guy, and he's trying to cover it up with this whole thing. Where this beef came from, I don't know. I don't know what happened with that. I know you touched on it a little bit, Di, but I don't know if anybody knows any more than that. That's all the information that I have on Shannon Sharpe right now. But he's going to be in the tablets for a little bit because of the numbers he was doing. So people are going to start looking for him.
I could go.
What was that?
I could go.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
First of all, the WNBA is boring. They keep trying to make it more interesting by starting drama, but it's boring. Nobody watches it. Matter of fact, women don't watch predominant, not the sports fans. Typically, they like it because some man that they're attached to, whether it be their daddy or their husband, watches it. But it's not like I'm calling Shan and like, Chanel, we're about to get together and watch the WNBA. Never. We're never calling our homegirls like, let's go to a sports bar because Caitlin Clark is never. They're boring. But I feel like a lot of people be hating on Caitlin because they know that it's boring. So they don't know sports. They don't know that little white girl scored more points in her college career than any man or woman who's ever played college basketball in her division. She literally outscored the boys. The boys who we know that are playing in the NBA now. She outscored them. That's great. Like the title was held by somebody for a long time. Nobody was even coming close to passing it up. She passed it up. Give her fucking flowers. She's the GOAT. Until somebody beats her, let her shine. Regardless if she white or black.
I think they was upset because Angel Reese, I think, got her triple doubles or something like that before she did. And she was breaking records and people were kind of like overlooking it, I guess. They felt like Shannon Sharpe wasn't covering when she was breaking records as much as he was covering when Caitlin Clark was breaking records. That's what I think it was.
He probably just preferred the other girl, but it's not a race thing. It's a greatness thing.
Yeah, they just made it a race thing so that they
Like,
could.
Giannis isn't black. Not what's the guy? He's like I don't watch, but the top guy in basketball right now is not a black man. Everybody talking about him, but he's not black.
Well, it's different because the NBA
talking about Luka
is
Doncic?
already
Yeah, Luka.
the
Luka not black,
NBA is
but
our the NBA has already been established, right? So we already know that
top guy in the NBA is who?
I guess Luka, huh?
No, it's like
Joker.
it's LeBron, Jason Tatum.
Yeah, the
Jason
Joker's
Tatum is up
actually
there
more
right
than him
now.
right
It is
now.
a
but-
white dude though. It ain't Luka though.
It's
You think it's
dude.
you
They
think the
said Luka, but I
Joker
know it was a white man.
I
The
mean,
Joker?
accomplishment. I mean,
from Denver?
technically, I guess with next gen stats, he's number one. You know what I'm saying? But you know, the top five players, three of the top five players in the NBA are definitely foreign born. But I wanna just piggyback on the Caitlyn thing. I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm sorry if I didn't mean to interrupt. But
Yeah, you got it.
I think the issue with the Caitlin Clark and the WNBA thing, I think it's bigger than Shannon. I think it's bigger than her. I think the main issue is the WNBA is used, and the lack of support of it is used in a lot of conversation about the equality of men and women, period. And I think the argument is becoming, okay, y'all want this equality, then you support your league. If y'all want women to show up, then if you want women to be equally paid, then go and support them. Like the WNBA is not underpaid because people don't think these women have talent. The league don't make enough money. It's a tax write-off for actually the NBA every year. So they cover all the WNBA's expenses, and it hasn't broke profit in years. The NBA just makes so much money, they just pay for it. So it's like if you generated the money, you will be able to get paid what those NBA players get paid. But the women, like Sherelle said, the women don't support it. But women in sports use the WNBA as an argument about the inequalities in sports with men. But women are not showing up to even support their own sisters. So it's like you can't have it both ways, man.
Well, look, this the thing though. So the WNBA did the smartest thing that they could do. They saw that Caitlin Clark was doing what she was doing, and Angel Reese was making waves as well, or whatever her last name is. So with them understanding the power of the internet and social media, all they had to do was put up these two names in order for people to pick sides. And that's literally all we've been seeing. A lot of these people that's involved in these conversations don't even watch basketball. But now that conversation has been sparked, you seeing the WNBA doing 15, 20,000, you know what I'm saying, people in the seats. Motherfuckers that don't watch basketball, but they're there just to say that they've been there, they saw it, whatever the case may be. So it was actually a very well planned marketing plan, I believe. And I think that Caitlin and Angel was in on it. So it's one of those deals of how can we draw conflict? One of the laws of one of the 48 laws of power is stir waters to catch fish. And that's exactly what they're doing. They hooking everybody in with this racial tension because it's always going to be racial tension in America. So let's leverage this and get people's ass in the seats. We don't give a fuck if they care about it or not. As long as they're coming in here paying for this ticket, buying a $20 beer and a $30 bag of popcorn. That's all we
Like
care
Magic and
about.
Bird, the same type of thing.
Yeah.
But I would just say, just to piggyback off what you said, Ella, I think it's a lot of sisters in the league that I think there's enough sisters in the WNBA to inspire Black sisters in a way to where they can kind of sway them off of whole culture. But because of black women's interest in entertainment is so shifted towards whole culture that it's almost impossible for them to be swayed. So whenever you hear people say, okay, like this WNBA is boring, it's actually not. I usually watch the game. I actually watched Andrew Reese and Caitlin play. And the game was fucking lit. It's just the interest for that type of entertainment is not there. And I think we got to look inside ourselves and look in the mirror and like, what do we want to hype for our young black women coming up?
Zeus Network.
They need to lower the rim. That's what I think they need to do. They need to lower the rim so somebody get dunked on. It's too high. You know what I'm saying? I think they lowered the rim and be more above the rim game. I think people might watch it a little more. I think it don't have to be just like the men's league. The ball is even smaller. Just lower the damn rim.
I even heard somebody say put them in thongs. I'm like, but that's still introducing whole culture.
They got stuff like that. They got
Like,
lingerie football leagues and lingerie.
It's almost like if you it's almost like we found a gold mine to kind of steer women away from whole culture and try to make money without, having to bust it open or whatever. But then now that we got it, we just can't get enough of them to buy into it. So it's just like it's a gap. It's like, man, how do we draw that connection to
that?
This is how I feel. They don't want.
Bro.
They don't want it. They're not going to put up the marketing. They're not going to put up the money. They don't want to. They don't want to take that much attention away from the NBA, but they do want the WNBA to make more money. I don't think it's something that I don't think that's on the agenda.
No,
and this is just as a woman.
People aren't in general. They are not going to go in mass in the numbers that they go to NBA games to watch the WNBA. That would just never happen. It has nothing to do with them wanting or not wanting to put more money behind it, because they want to put asses in the seats. But women in general do not watch sports. So
but the man who watch sports enjoys it, and that's why they said it. Like when I heard a couple of my male friends talking about the little girls, they was like, I didn't even realize it'd be like this. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not marketed the same. They market. Y'all have to think about how things have changed for us as a black culture in general. You know what I'm saying? Just everything, and the way that they take the things that we cherish and they put them on things that's not so good for us. You know what I'm saying? Just in general, they can make they really have understand psychology to the point where they took this country that was so wholesome at some point. Your daddy you can't date until your daddy comes see him. You get what I'm saying? So your daddy come knock on the door. You got the backyard barbecues. There was morals and standards. I watch your kids, you watch mine. And then they somehow just changed the whole country into a whole provocative scene without causing complete chaos. You know what I'm saying? If they wanted to market the NBA and they wanted it to be as successful as the NBA, there's a way that they can condition people to watch it more. Like she said, the Caitlin Clark. Now, probably not the women, but like I said, women barely watch sports anyway, so it's not about women. But as long as you make that sport entertaining, I don't understand. You can condition
they have a lingerie football league where women are literally running around in bra and panties.
But nobody's trying to take that seriously.
And even less people watch that shit.
No. Wait. Indoor football leagues are a big thing. So that is a thing. It's not as big as the NFL, but that is a thing though. So regardless, they have went to that extent of where we can make this as provocative as possible by literally having women run around in bra and panties, and they are in all shapes and sizes, where it would be entertaining to get men in there. But that's women playing indoor football. We want to see men do men shit. That's what entertains us. That's what has been all throughout history. People want to see men do men shit. We want to see women be women. Not to say that women can't play ball, but it's like, oh, okay, that's cool. Oh, she's pretty good. We're not taking nothing away from it. But
we got that.
But to have people come out in the groves of the NBA, that'll never happen.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
if they have a problem with it, merge them, and may the best man win. Merge the NBA and the WNBA.
Damn, best
And if you
man. What
that
about
oh
the
my
good,
women?
God.
if you that good, you will
Shit.
make the league. Or will
May
the
the
whole
best man
WNBA
win.
disappear?
It will disappear.
Run
Yeah.
track. Run track.
Also,
Female
what you
track is
stated in the
fire.
college, you said Caitlyn outscored anybody, and it's not really hard to do whenever there's not the talent pool is different from the men's. Like a lot of these D1 colleges teams have like maybe 7 or 8 players that can drop 30 versus a Caitlyn team that maybe have like 1 or 2 people that can drop 30. That's getting up 40, 50 shots a game. You get what I'm saying? So that it's different whenever you kind of pound for pound it or whatever.
When I was at UConn, the girls team, shit, they had won like 4 national championships in a row. And they used to work out with like boys as they training team. Most of them couldn't have really made the men's practice squad, but they'd get them a little bit of run for money. If they just dropped the WNBA, it wouldn't be no sports. I think the idea of just dropping the rim lower would increase the ticket sales. Watching people get dunked on is always going to be the move. Like highlight sale. You see a couple people get dunked on the 8-foot rim. It don't matter. They got a league where it's like bet over 40 playing on the 7.5, 8-foot rim. I'll be watching the highlights to that. They be fat, out of shape, can't move. They still be dunking on people though. That shit look good. I can't even hold you. I'd rather watch what's her name, Caitlin Clark try and dunk on Asia Wilson and see how that shit go. Get her shit caught at the rim. I think that'll really.
Why is the other female sports flourishing and thriving, but basketball is not?
I mean, like what other female sports you talking about?
Whenever you look at tennis and volleyball and shit like that,
they can do the same things pretty much. Like
tennis is different though. Tennis is a game of class.
Shit! Shots fired.
I mean, just keeping it a buck. It's a game of class. This a upper echelon tier of people. You know what I'm saying? The Rolex sponsors tennis. Like tennis is big shit, bro. So that's a whole completely different market. Most people that watch tennis don't watch basketball.
But a black woman running that game too, just to let y'all know. Yeah.
True. But she getting paid. Motherfuckers know who she is worldwide, not just in the States. So it's one of those, you know.
And the other ones are like the track girls is because they win. They be bringing us that gold, right? Them Jamaican girls, they was bringing that bling bling bling. The WNBA is not making nobody no money, and they're not entertaining like that. Cause like even if they lower the rim, Shan, you gonna watch it? Y'all, we going to the sports club? I don't even know what channel they come on.
So it sounds like
they be a mainstream. I saw one on ABC the other day.
If
there was a women's game on ABC.
The only way that majority of women will watch basketball is if when we were little girls, y'all give us basketballs instead of Barbie dolls. Continue to give us Barbie dolls, and after a certain age, we're going to be into hair, makeup, and finding our kin.
So now
but there ain't no cute guys in the WNBA. Y'all acting like a lot of women don't watch the sports because the dudes, they like the dudes that be in there. A lot of times they be fans of the dudes. That's why women watch it. Men watch it because it's men being competitive in a manly sport. And the competitive, and I'm going to say Darwin's right about the WNBA being more competitive, but I'm so far removed from it. I can't really tell you who the players are, none of that. It's the kind of thing you kind of need to be watching for quite a while, in my opinion, because if I knew them the whole time, it's interesting now. If I saw the game came on prime time, I would watch it because there's hype about it. And the only reason why I got a little bit of hype is because they got that Magic Johnson, Larry Bird rivalry. If it wasn't like the whole Great White Hope and all that, people still wouldn't be watching the damn WNBA. I'm sorry, because they weren't watching it prior to that until they had this whole rivalry. And you could put these two factions against each other, make it racial. No one gave a damn. And all the sisters is trying to back Angel Reese like, nah, what y'all doing? And you already know Middle America loves You know who. They love her. And that's just what it is. That's why people are watching it. For the basketball itself, not really, because nobody's really watching that much of WNBA right now, aside from that. So the numbers suck. It's always been subsidized by the NBA for its entire existence. And if it were any other company, it would be bankrupt and thrown away. But because they want to, under the guise of equality, they say, okay, we're going to continue to exist. And I'm not mad at it because the NBA has enough money for it to exist. But don't talk about equal pay because y'all don't generate a damn thing. It's actually a loss. If y'all want to be paid fairly, then you'd owe them money to play because you're losing money rather than generating it. And that's just the facts. But they are getting paid something, which I am happy for. I'm very happy that they are getting paid. I'm very happy that the NBA decided to be gracious enough to subsidize it for them. But if you want anything more than what you're already getting, go to hell. Sorry, because it's not, and the women are not supporting it. I've challenged women before. I said name 5 players, and you can't name Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark, and they like crickets. And until you can name 5 players, until you've been to a game, until you've even watched a single game, don't tell me nothing about equality. Don't tell me nothing about why the NBA ain't doing well and why people ain't watching it when you don't even support it. You want to advocate for it, but you won't support it.
They know Monica Wright.
3 more.
I don't support it.
Can I ask a question that might not be safe for work?
But y'all know who Monica Wright is, right?
Mm-hmm.
The girl from Love and Basketball.
Let me ask a question. And be honest, ladies, or fellas, whatever you go by. So I'm going to say this. If the WNBA was filled with women who were built like let's say if women who were built act like Beyonce. A whole bunch of Beyoncés running around on the court. Different complexions, different hairstyles, Do you think that they'll get more tickets and people watch more?
No, it's some actually beautiful women in the WNBA. They didn't kind of stepped up the looks of some of these. Like it's some like model level women in the WNBA right now.
They been dressed.
So it's not the look of the woman. It is not the issue, because I keep hearing people make comments saying, "Oh, they were more feminine, or they wore this, or they wore leotards, or some shit like this," and then the tickets would blow up if they dress like the lingerie football or some shit. I'm trying to figure out what is the medicine for this? Like, is it indeed the appearance? Because the skills is there. I like I said, I watched a few games, and it's entertaining. It just,
bro,
I'm trying to figure out.
Here's the problem with that. They ain't trying to hear it. When Shaq came up with that idea to lower the rims, they told him to go to hell. Shut up. Play your game and shut up. You are announcing now. Shut up. When Luka came out and said he had some advice on different ideas on how they could generate sales and do better, they told him to go to hell too. So they're not trying to hear it. Like, the NBA players are emphatically rejecting any type of outside idea from people who probably could help them. So it's not going to change. If that's the attitude they're going to have, it's not going to get better. We're just going to have to watch it fail.
Yeah, they want to be equal. So if you lower the rim, then that's a slap in the face.
Oh yeah,
they're equal. So all right, that's why they won't lower the rim.
Do y'all see this lasting? Because if it's true what y'all saying that the NBA is actually financing them,
that's not a hearsay. That's on paper. You could look it up.
How long is that gonna last, bro? Like, that's like a bad business move, ain't it?
Yeah, but they got enough money to subsidize it.
Somebody in the chat said the numbers.
So it's a check. So I know the WNBA might take offense of it.
It say it would get better with sports gambling is the medicine.
So basically, WNBA is a charity.
Yeah. It's a tax write-off. It's like, y'all remember when Oprah used to be giving out them cars?
You get a car. You get a car. Yeah.
So imagine somebody going to Oprah and saying, "I don't like this car. You should have got me a different one."
I'm afraid to go on the record. I might get hate mail.
And then another thing is, y'all be like, I'll be watching the games. Y'all also play basketball for free. I don't know when the last time me, Shan, Chanel, or Di ever was like, y'all want to go hoop later on? We might call it like, y'all want to get some
That's
mimosas?
about right.
You
That's
want
a
to
very
go?
small
I would say
demographic.
if we had enough sisters that would
Chanel,
go hoop every now
you
and then.
You got to take on this.
That's a very small demographic.
Look at Marcus. Marcus is definitely
No, not at all.
Today.
You don't have. So who do you prefer out of either one of the players? You prefer Angel Reese or Caitlin Clark?
I prefer Angel Reese. I actually have a gift package right here on my table. I'm sending her my games. I love
Nice.
Angel. Yeah. So I'm sending her a gift package actually tomorrow in the morning.
What is there anything specific you like about her game, or is it just because she's a sister?
Just because she's a sister. Because I don't watch.
Oh, you kept a G. Hey, look, she kept a G.
Too much female basketball.
Nah, I understood.
That's the exact reason.
Hey, look,
y'all
keeping a G.
You voting for Kamala?
Ooh, no.
You voting for Kamala?
Am I voting for Kamala?
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay. It's because she's a sister?
No, because she's a woman.
Kamala.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you called her Kamala. Damn,
Everybody
the disrespect, bro.
They told me yesterday the other day to take the P off of Pamela and put
So
K on it, and that's the
You
pronunciation.
didn't see that debate when they was comma, lie. Comma, lie. Comma, lie.
Well, I got an accent, so how the hell can they? Okay, say hot dog.
All right,
I bet you Fred say hot dog.
Why did you have? I'm not from Boston. Why did you have to pick that? Can you pick a different phrase and I'll say it, please? Aside from that.
Damn, I can't pick no.
That's all you can think of right now is a hot dog.
Say refrigerator.
Okay, never mind, bro. Hey, we're gonna leave that alone, bro. I don't know why that's the only thing in your brain right now is hot dogs. You can. Rusa want a glizzy real bad right now, and that's fine.
Trev, say ambulance.
Ambulance.
That's that West
Indies. Is that wrong?
Ambulance.
No.
Yeah, I say ambulance. Ambulance. Lands.
Okay. Hey, Ruth, where you at? You over there hiding?
Yep.
Hey, we wanted to hear from you. What are you thinking about this?
I have nothing to say.
Stop it. Why? Why don't you have anything to say?
I don't
Huh?
want well, I think your points are valid.
They are valid, but what's your point of view?
I don't have one.
Why don't you like Caitlin Clark is the question. Why do you hate Caitlin Clark?
I don't hate her because I don't watch her. I have no idea who this lady is.
Oh.
I know I see her face. I mean that's about it.
Wow.
I don't watch sports like that. I play.
No, but all right. Well, here's the news. No one watches women's basketball, as we were saying. So, you're not alone with this. Almost no one watches women's basketball. If anybody watched 5 games over here, I would give them some money right now. I don't think anybody in this entire panel has watched 5 games, to be honest. So you're not alone. It's not even that. But we're familiar with it just because there's so much media about it, right? She's all on social media. She's all on YouTube and everything else because of the rivalry, because people are saying, oh, this isn't fair. It's just so much nonsense with it. It's fun though, and I would absolutely say that the WNBA is promoting that type of nonsense because it actually does translate into sales, whether it be ticket sales, whether it be jersey sales, just more notoriety via social media. They understand how powerful the influence of social media is, so they're using it to their advantage. But if anybody had a closing thought about that, we're about to switch to the an even more interesting topic. I don't know if y'all ready for this one. Y'all good? Everybody all right? We're doing a wellness check. Nobody's feeling the type of way right now. We don't have to get HR involved or nothing, do we?
No.
That's good to know. Not yet? Okay, cool. We're gonna do a couple super chats. M. White, let's cook. All right, I think there's a next one.
Lord Geotron member for 17 months. Salute, Joe. Ruth, the best lady on the internet, in my opinion. Kissy face, star eyes, my internet crush. Salute everybody else. Good evening to all you.
You snap.
Ruth be having the fans. Shout the Ruth. She been killing it with the fans lately. I don't know what it is that she did, or maybe she just turned that avatar to the yellow dress. I don't know what's happening, but they've been running down on you lately, Ruth. I hope.
That's not the yellow dress.
I hope you can translate into some money, like the rest of these successful women. Monetize that. Get yours.
I got a man. What's your man got to do with me?
Hey, Marcus, you snap with the kissy face, bro. Just for the record.
I was trying to put some extra emphasis on it for bro, so she could really feel. The AP accountability partner with the 5, real one, like Tasha from Power, had that itch down regardless and get active if necessary. Di has graduated to Ramona status now.
Oh, here we go.
I'm trying to change my life around. I want to be in my feminine era. I want to be in my soft girl era.
Yeah.
I just want to,
Listen. We are not mad at you.
About that type of stuff. That stuff is very stressful. Being involved.
We are not mad at you.
It's very stressful.
Lord Giachan with the 2. Bruiser, what's good, my G?
What's good, fam? What's good, man? Appreciate it.
Shout out to Hummy.
Scorched Earth A24 with the $2. Caitlin Clark and Andrew Reese and LeBron James is LeBron James and Michael Jordan of the WNBA.
I think my analogy was better. Shout out to you for that thought, but I think the Magic Johnson, Larry Bird analogy is probably more accurate, just because they had the black versus white, a person from Middle America, then you got, your the black person with a little bit of flavor on them. But yeah, we're gonna jump into this next joint right about now.
You read the comment in the back chat, Trev?
I did not. Should I have?
Yeah, it was about the mic. If you just, I think your mic value is way higher than everybody else's.
Mine is high as hell?
Yeah, according to the chat.
How about now?
Yeah, ask the chat. Chat, is it good now?
Hey, chat. Let me know if my mic sounds nice.
Yeah, it sounds better.
All right, so we got another one we about to jump in. Appreciate everybody for pitching in. Are you ready?
Wait, did we go over the
solicited and knowingly accepted illegal campaign contributions from foreign donors and corporations. As we allege, Mayor Adams took these contributions even though he knew they were illegal. And even though he knew these contributions were attempts by a Turkish government official and Turkish businessmen to buy influence with him. We also allege that the mayor sought and accepted well over $100,000 in luxury travel benefits from some of the same foreign actors who arranged many of the illegal campaign contributions. These benefits included free international business class flights and opulent hotel rooms in foreign cities. The mayor had a duty to disclose these gifts on his annual public disclosure forms so that the public could see who was giving him what. But as we allege, year after year after year, he kept the public in the dark. He told the public he received no gifts, even though he was secretly being showered with them. We allege that Adams accepted these benefits knowing that they were given to him because of his position. And in exchange for some of those improper benefits, he intervened in the New York City Fire Department's inspection process for a building owned and operated by the Turkish government, allowing it to open even though it had not passed the fire inspection. The corruption alleged in the indictment is, as I said, long-running. As we allege in the indictment, Adams' solicitation of illegal campaign contributions began in 2018. After he started raising funds for his 2021 mayoral campaign, he agreed to take contributions offered by multiple Turkish businessmen, several of whom he met in Turkey. Adams knew that these wealthy individuals could not legally donate in a U.S. election. Federal law clearly prohibits foreign donations. That's how we protect our elections from foreign influence. Yet Adams directed his staff to pursue this illegal money to support his campaign for mayor. And as we allege, Adams continued to pursue foreign money in secret well into 2021. And it didn't stop with his first campaign for mayor. As we allege, in 2023, the mayor rekindled these corrupt relationships, seeking more illegal campaign contributions from some of the same foreign sources to support his re-election campaign. Adams also took contributions that broke other laws. As we allege, he sought contributions from businessmen far in excess of what the law allowed. He also allegedly sought contributions from corporations, which are not allowed to contribute at all in New York City elections. Many of those illegal corporate contributions were organized by the same people who organized the illegal foreign contributions. And Adams allegedly disguised them all in the same way by accepting the money through so-called straw donors. A straw donor contributes someone else's money, hiding the money's illegal source, such as a foreign businessman, a corporation, or a wealthy New Yorker who has already contributed the maximum amount allowed. And as we allege, Adams circumvented all of these laws, taking contributions from exactly the sources the law prohibits, all to benefit his mayoral campaigns. Now, Adams also personally benefited from the illegal conduct alleged in the indictment. Adams solicited and accepted over $100,000 in luxury travel benefits for years from wealthy Turkish business people and at least one Turkish government official seeking to gain influence over him. Adams started accepting undisclosed luxury travel benefits at least as early as 2016. These benefits nearly every year through 2021. Here are some of the benefits that we uncovered during our investigation. In 2016, Adams flew to India through Turkey and received 2 free round-trip upgrades for business class seats. That's the highest class on Turkey's national airline. Those upgrades were worth more than $12,000, and none of it was publicly disclosed. In 2017, Adams accepted free business class tickets for himself and his travel companions to France, Turkey, and China. And he was put up in the Bentley Suite in the St. Regis Hotel in Istanbul. All of that was worth more than $41,000, and none of it was publicly disclosed. Also in 2017, he flew to China, again, through Turkey, and accepted 2 free business class tickets for himself and a companion. Those were worth more than $16,000, and none of it was publicly disclosed. In 2018, he flew to Hungary through Turkey and accepted free upgrades for business class seats. Those were worth more than $12,000, and none of it was publicly disclosed. In 2019, he flew to Turkey and accepted a free upgrade to business class for his companion and a free stay in a lavish suite at the St. Regis Hotel in Istanbul. That was worth more than $9,000.
All right, so I'm going to get this the fuck out of here. Okay, so this is pretty wicked so far. If anyone has any immediate thoughts, let me know.
My immediate thought is, Puff Daddy starting a third party candidacy, and Mayor Adams saying that he no longer was going to fund the immigrants in his city, put him in hot water with the Democrats. I think both of them did the same thing, and that they're making an example out of anybody who is not falling in line and getting on board with whatever plans they got forward at the federal level and pushing them down. Because I believe Homeland Security came and got him too. Same Homeland Security came and got Diddy.
The Southern District of New York is going crazy right now. Yeah.
And on top of that, all of them, every last one of them, can be accused of doing this with the straw, like straw contribution donors, or receiving benefits, like with Biden, for example. His son was selling art for $2-3 million a painting, but you pay for the painting, and then you got access to go meet with what they call the big guy or whatever. So he was buying influence through a back channel. So a politician who's running currently for president right now, I'm not gonna name her name, but she sold her house that was $600,000 for $4.2 million or something like that, roughly. 100 or 300 or 400 increased markup to run her personal finances up. Trump do the same thing. His licensing deals, they getting more money off of licensing than normal through these back channels and shit. They all do this. They all do it. They all do it, bro. They all do this shit.
Yeah, it's clearly a smear campaign, because for them to think that any logical thinking American is going to believe that these politicians aren't doing that is insane. At the minimum, with everything that is going on with the Ukraine, to think that Biden and Kamala isn't doing the same exact shit is absolutely insane. So it's clearly just a smear campaign. I think that it definitely has everything to do with him saying, man, y'all letting in these illegals and it's tearing up the city. So I'm not with it anymore. That we see Brandon, the mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, he's doing the same shit, to where it's like, no, bring them on, bring them in. That man is getting paid off of that. So people going.
Then you gotta add the insider trade. Like, so Congress has the ability to affect laws as far as how companies move forward with monopolies or whatever else, right? These same people can pass a law and then buy stock prior to the company value shooting through the roof. They all manipulate the system so crazy.
That's corrupt. Sherelle, go ahead. Then I'm gonna play the rest of the video, but I'll let you rock out first.
I mean, the government, like, I have nothing to say. I don't think anything that they do shocks us, right? When they get exposed. I'm just happy that whenever we do get to catch these people that's doing all this low down shit, they get their justice. Justice be served. But, you know, they always like, it's like people speed and the police only could catch one of us at a time. They caught him. They got him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna play the rest of the Shan. You up first, right after the we complete the video.
I just want to add one more
thing. None of it was publicly disclosed. In 2021, Adams solicited business class tickets to Istanbul, stays at luxury hotels and resorts, yacht tours, and meals. As we allege, he asked to pay a nominal fee for all of this in order to disguise what we allege were in fact bribes. He canceled that trip at the very last minute, but the benefits that he solicited were worth more than $21,000. And later in 2021, Adams flew to Ghana, again through Turkey, and accepted free business class ticket upgrades and other gifts while he was on a layover in Istanbul. Those benefits were worth more than $12,000. And just like all the other benefits I've just run through, none of it was publicly disclosed. Now, I want to be clear. These upgrades and freebies were not part of some frequent flyer or loyalty program available to the general public. As we allege, this was a multi-year scheme to buy favor with a single New York City politician on the rise, Eric Adams. Now, this is a chart with all of the undisclosed travel benefits that we uncovered during the investigation. We just list it all out here. You see the year, 2016, 2017, 2017, 2018, 2019, and 2021. The destination, India all the way to Ghana. The benefits, the free upgrades or free tickets altogether, the hotel stays, and the value. And if you just sum up all the dollar amounts here, you get to more than $100,000. And of course, as I said before, every single trip that we list here was undisclosed. As we allege in the indictment, in addition to not disclosing these benefits, Adams sometimes created fake paper trails to try to cover up the travel benefits he solicited and received. Let me give you one example. Adams wrote emails to his staff suggesting he paid for his 2017 business class flights on the Turkish airline when, as we allege, he did not. Those flights were worth a lot of money. Just one ticket alone cost more than $10,000. But months after taking the flights, Adams wrote an email to a staff member and told the staff member that he had left cash in her desk drawer and that she should send the money to the Turkish airline to pay for a trip he had already taken. As the indictment makes clear, that's just a clumsy cover-up. Now, just because Adams received benefits for free, that doesn't mean that there weren't strings attached. As we allege, a particular Turkish government official behind many of the benefits Adams sought and accepted gave Adams all these things to gain influence over him. We allege that Adams knew that and took the benefits anyway. We allege that when the Turkish government official needed him, Adams also took corrupt official action in exchange for some of the luxury travel benefits. In 2021, the Turkish government official was trying to open a brand new high-rise building in Manhattan that would house Turkey's consulate. There was significant time pressure because the Turkish official desperately needed the building to be open in time for a visit from Turkey's president. This building was important to the Turkish official, and it was important to Turkey. But the FDNY's fire safety professionals wouldn't let the building open because the building hadn't passed an inspection. And not just that. Some of the people at FDNY thought the building had so many issues and defects that the building was not safe to occupy. So the Turkish official sent word to Adams that it was, quote, his turn, unquote, to support Turkey. And as we allege, Adams delivered and pressured the fire department to let the building open. The FDNY professionals were convinced that they would lose their jobs if they didn't back down. And so they did. They got out of the way and let the building open. The Turkish official got what he wanted. And as we explain in the indictment, just 4 days after Adams held up his end of the bargain, he went right back to soliciting more travel benefits from the Turkish airline. Now I want to make 3 things crystal clear. First, the conduct alleged in the indictment, the foreign money, the corporate money, the bribery, the years of concealment, is a grave breach of the public's trust. Public office is a privilege. We allege that Mayor Adams abused that privilege and broke the law. Laws that are designed to ensure that officials like him serve the people, not the highest bidder, not a foreign bidder, and certainly not a foreign power. These are bright red lines, and we allege that the mayor crossed them again and again for years. That is the only reason we are here today. Second, this investigation continues. We continue to dig, and we will hold more people accountable. And I encourage anyone with information to come forward and to do so before it is too late. And third, the Southern District of New York remains committed to rooting out corruption without fear or favor and without regard to partisan politics. We are not focused on the right or the left. We are focused only on right and wrong. That is our duty, and we will fulfill it. Now, today's charges are the product of a tremendous partnership. I want to thank our partners at FBI and the New York City Department of Investigation who have been with us every step of the way. And finally, I want to commend the outstanding career prosecutors from SDNY who are handling this case. Celia Cohen, Andrew Rohrbach, Hagen Scotton, and Derek Wickstrom, and the chiefs of the Public Corruption Unit, Laura Pomerantz and Robert Sobelman.
This the same cat, no? That was doing the that was reading off the Diddy joints. So yeah, I don't know. He's he's busy, man. Whoever that cat is, he going hard. He's trying to take some fellas down. Ruth, what do you think about this when you see it?
Yeah. I used to work at Target back in the day, and they let people steal for a very long time before they actually hammer down. They'll let you come in there, and I think once you get to like $2,000 or something, they will send you, to jail. They'll call the cops on you. He, he's corrupt. He did these things, and everybody's doing it, but you have to be so bold to just freely do it. I'm just asking myself, like, do you have to be corrupt to be in politics? Because it just seems like, where are the good black mayors that, get pressed? Because it seems like the women and the men now, before it was just the women I see like getting caught. The women in Atlanta, the mayors, they're doing a lot of crazy things. On top of the corrupt behind the door things. So, yeah, it's sad. It's almost like Hollywood too. At one point, I wanted to be a singer, but I realized that the higher you up you go, and years later, the same thing. What I thought was true. It's like you might as well give it up because you're going to be corrupt. That's just how it goes. The same thing with power in politics. That's all I have to say.
That's valid. Shan, so go ahead. It's on you. And we're gonna cut to Marcus.
Well, I'm glad. Sorry, y'all. Let me clear laryngitis all the time, like every 3 days out of the 3 times out of the year. It's
That's that mono acting up.
Bitch, I ain't got no mono.
Whoa. Whoa.
That slipped out.
Whoa. What did you say?
That was a term of endearment. I love you. But listen, I think that, we see people do anything for money, right? I think that people go in not wanting to be corrupt, and then that money just flash in their face and you ain't never had it before. And you like, dang, first class, 10,000. I don't know, I don't know. At first, when you were seeing it, so it put more context to it with the second video. At first, you were saying, I was thinking like, oh, I just can't get the upgrade because I'm fabulous. Like, oh, they just like me. I get an upgrade. But then when you're saying it came from the same donor, then it's like, okay, now we're talking, meaning there's a deal going on behind the scenes that will make it definitely illegal. Not that you just showed up and like, oh, out of respect, it's the mayor. We're going to put him in first class. It's not that situation. So that second video kind of, put things in perspective. It was like so, it's unfortunate. It's
nasty.
Just really unfortunate.
Di, how we feeling over there? What are you thinking about this? Are you tired of the corruption? Is this expected?
I'm scared for the Black community and just all the ignorance that be going on behind the scenes, like about how things are really ran. I agree that I really wanted to, like, I'm nervous doing a podcast, right? Because I've noticed that sometimes my opinion, when I help people, it provides a certain type of healing. And I'm like, I don't want to be killed for doing too much, you don't want to get too high because you might get caught up in some stuff, It's just, you just don't want to, when you you have a power to influence and change, it's scary being up there. But I do agree that there's people up there with him doing worse things with their money that they have the ability to catch and have the ability to put behind bars. but they target people for certain reasons. The same people targeting him are the same people committing crimes as well. So it's scary to see what's on the agenda or what's coming next because we see all this movement. I just hope whatever comes next, because like they said, catch them and put them all up. You go what I'm saying? But when you start catching people for an agenda, then that really makes me worried because it's like, well, what agenda was these people standing for? And was they standing for an agenda that would have helped us? You know, it's like, why are you taking these people down and what's their agenda and what aren't they agreeing with or what aren't they in compliance with? Like, I just hope it has nothing. I hope it's nothing that's going to affect me and my family, you know, long term. And hopefully it's for the betterment of the U.S. genuinely. But we know how the U.S. is. We can hope.
Hey,
You
Dad,
know.
who are you voting for?
I am voting. I listen to both sides with an unbiased opinion, and so far, I'm sorry. I'm voting for the smarter villain. I think I probably should vote for the dumber villain because it's like you can read right through him. But the smarter villains, they like, I don't know. They make am I being punk right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, are they
what
trying to
makes
do
her
reverse
smarter?
psychology
Oh
on us?
Lord, you finna get it started. Who
But no,
Like, are they doing reverse psychology
to
on
say
us?
smarter and
let's
dumber.
not go off on a deep end. Y'all talk. Y'all can touch on
Okay,
cause,
let me just say
but
this.
don't
When I listen
let's
to
not let's not go
one
hard.
side brings facts. When I listen to one side brings facts. And when I hear the other side talking about the Democrat side, like for instance, they always talk about what's the black lady name? It's on the tip of my tongue. But they talk about her delivery all the time, right? Because she delivers with a hood accent. She delivers with like the way I talk, and she gets sassy with them, and she responds back to these politicians where at some point in her life she has to sit there and play the pageant role to get her position, and she has to do this. And now that she has a chance to speak and bring a little bit of like they discredit her, but it's not, you're not discrediting her with facts. You're discrediting her based on who she is as a person. And I don't like when people do that to Trump. You know, Trump is a really good businessman. You know, as far as politician, I'm not sure about. But then they say, oh, well, she doesn't have a plan. But I've seen a little bit of what she had. But like they said, Trump been coming up with a plan for how many years? He kept saying, we got this insurance plan, we got this. So when I look at both sides, it's like, yeah, but that could also be media. You know, they know what they showing they Democrats and they know what they showing the Republicans. They purposely showing two two sides, the lesser, you know, they showing the Republicans, the Democrats acting the fool, Kamala not claim, you know, using blackness as a reason to get her votes up and things of that nature. I'm seeing both sides. You know what I'm saying? So when I'm looking at both sides, it's just, it seems like the point that the Democrats make, I kind of care
I
about
got
their
that.
points more.
The blackness is the only thing that you see.
No, I'm just saying that's the only thing I hear that they use against her. And then he just I was listening to what he said when he said that she sold her house for the 4 million and things of that nature. Like, yeah. I feel
Shannon,
like
you
when
got
I
a
hear
point?
Trump
So
people,
with the housing, I think everybody does that. That's why when people buy mansions, rappers, whoever, it's because, oh, this was so and so's house. Okay, but when it comes to my question is, so what city is he the mayor of?
New York City, the most important city in the nation.
And so I would agree. So my question is, why is he riding coach and he's the mayor of New York City? Like, why would he even need an upgrade? He is like over the city, like he's literally the president of his city, and he's like a major city. Why is he
Well, no, that's
in
because
coach
he's
in the
flying.
first place?
But not the world.
That's because he's flying out of the country.
Oh, see, when he's flying domestic, he's
Yeah,
first.
I'm sure it's definitely different when he's flying domestic, but a flight from New York to Turkey, that first class, that's easily like a $11,000 ticket
Well,
for
right.
one.
Yeah, they said it was a $12,000 upgrade on top of whatever his fee already was.
Right, but I look at, and I know it's tax dollars and everything, but if you're the leader, you know, of anything, that's a lot of pressure. I just feel like you should be paid accordingly. But I guess they
Got it.
get paid like teachers. Somebody respect.
No, they not finna let
Darwin.
you fly first class to Turkey and spending $12,000 on a one-way ticket.
Darwin, I don't think we had an opportunity to hear what you got about this.
I mean, I understand that politicians or whatever they're gonna do their dirt, and some gonna get caught, some ain't. It just hurts me to see, when I look up and I see a black person doing it. I mean, I guess I just got high hopes and high expectations for black people whenever they get into these positions, because I'm not young or too old, but I do remember that some occasions where black people would struggle to be like the first mayor or the first person in Congress or some shit like that, just to see them get in there and then not, wear that accomplishment, as a way to dictate the choices they make. It just kind of disappoints me. And I know that I got the wrong expectations for them, because once money is thrown in, it don't matter what color your skin is, you could be swayed. But I just thought that we as a people had this kind of superpower, like that. No matter what you throw at me, I know I got my people riding on my back. I'm not gonna fuck up. But then it just
they watching, yeah.
Oh my God.
It's like, damn, I guess not. I guess that don't even really fucking matter. So then it just kind of make me feel like, man, I just got to stick to my own. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they say we a people. They say black like we all connected in some way, but then all our decisions and choices that are made just show that we're not really so connected. It's really individualistic at some points, and it's at the points that really matter. So,
Marcus, what were you thinking?
I was gonna say about the foreign. I lost my train of thought, but they really hitting him over the head with the foreign, like accepting money from a foreign government.
Yeah, I see that.
So APAC should have to register as a foreign government institution. They primarily operate for the nation state. I don't know. Can we get into that without it being flagged?
Let's not chance it. Yeah, let's not chance it. Or if you're gonna just be extremely careful as to how you articulate it. If you need some time, that's fine. I could kind of hold it down for a second. So
okay.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
So for people that's not aware, in order for you to have another country do business with the United States, they have to when they interact with politicians, they have to register money that they donate to campaigns through a foreign entity, so that they don't have any sway on how the politicians vote, move, or operate that can negatively affect another country or benefit their country in a way that's unfair in a political election season. We have a group that technically is only concerned with what's going on in the Middle East currently, and they have the largest super PAC that has gotten two candidates out of office, out of the Senate. They both back both sides of the presidential campaign, and they don't have to register as a foreign entity, because when they were slated to have to register, the president that slated ended up getting shot the next day. So there's that.
Yeah, I think it's weird to be honest. I'm not going to stay in too long because we got one more topic we're going to run through. So what I feel like is you caught a politician politicking. Like, this isn't common practice. Like, this is how you survive as a politician. And I think everybody already knew what was going on. The timing to me is weird. This election year coming in right months before this major election. I don't know what the meaning of it is. I don't know if it's bro himself just trying to get a name for himself right now, or if it's bigger than that. There could be somebody behind it really just trying to shut something down. We don't know. It could be the only thing I do really feel like is that it's orchestrated. The timing of this is deliberate, and because they could pull a trigger and knock anybody out. Any of these politicians, they all corrupt, and you can make your pick. They all playing with that money. That's how they learn. Like it's like, how the hell is Nancy Pelosi still getting her stock joints off? How is that even possible? You telling me that's not worse when you talk about millions of dollars that are getting ripped from people, and legislation is getting thrown a certain way because people wanted to benefit their pocket directly and they were allowed to trade in it. But then y'all want to go ahead and get homeboy for some airline ticket upgrades. I mean, okay, that's wrong. Go ahead and bag homie for it. But if you're going to do that, then take everybody down who's doing these nefarious things with money. That's my opinion on it. I think it's trash. I think that there's something bigger than that behind it. Go ahead.
Didn't he get Diddy the keys to New York?
The year before.
Yeah, last year. Yeah, there's some significance to the timing. It's weird, right? They just gave him, it was about a year ago, he got the key to the city. Correct. Correct. That's why I say the time is suspicious.
And the same guy mentioned that in the
indictment.
In the indictment. He said that in the indictment, the same guy.
You know what's crazy? The number one thing they accused Trump of doing was him trying to weaponize the legal system to go after political opponents. And it appears that the other side literally is weaponizing the political system to go after him and political opponents on their political
literally what they did.
Yeah, how they moving like the mob for real.
That's verbatim exactly what they did.
They moving like the mob. Like at some level, I almost respect the level of gangster that they moving with. If it wasn't
the only thing weird about it, he's Democratic, no?
That's what I'm saying is he just came out saying so the Democrats got a mandate that they sanctuary cities. So all places
Okay. Yeah. Okay. He wasn't down with the program because he was pushing back.
No, he was with it at first.
But then he was like, "Nah, this shit out of control." As of late, he was pushing back hard on it.
Right after that. Like he said that shit, like it was less than a week later, they indicted his ass and raided all his offices.
He pushed back on
That's crazy. That is crazy.
The
migrants taking over the city and being overwhelmed financially and resources in general.
Who's responsible for that?
Well,
it's multiple. So
is it mainly Democrats or Republicans?
It's the Biden administration.
I ain't messing with that. And I do believe in my heart that they purposely
Kamala wants to continue to let people keep coming in.
I think it's scary the influence that media has. It's crazy how we can love one person and then they can just pay the low key. The government could just say, okay, I'm gonna go to the most popular blogs in this area for this city. You feel me? And I'm gonna pay you to say this and just keep saying it. And then we're gonna give you these facts to back it up, but we're gonna disregard all these. And then everybody be like, I believe it. And I just like, it can't be that many people for real, Joe. Like, it can't. Like, but I do have faith. The more I educate myself, the more I have faith, the more I see myself surrounded by like minds, the more I elevate, the more opportunities I have. But just even right here from Bellwood area, we was just at the school board meeting, and the board meeting, one of the parents, they're like, yeah, y'all told us what y'all spent the money on, but there's a gap. There's a gap. And our kids are lacking resources because of this gap. And you talking about you used it for this or that, but when we look at how much that costs, there's still a gap. And honestly, I don't even know I want to do a change, but it's ignorance at the same time. And this is somebody, I graduated high school at 16, so I just wasn't hanging around just doing anything. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I was in hood environments, but I went to a private school most of my life up into high school. So I'm very smart. I can learn, but I learn what's given to me. I learn whatever I have access to, and I was never taught how to make a change in my community, how to get people involved, how to ask for audits if that's what we need to do as taxpayers. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't aware of this, and most of our people aren't aware of this. And then we was like, why aren't there a change? But it's not enough. It's a lot of our people know, but not enough of our people know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, no, those programs, things of that nature, especially in Chicago, has always been around. It's just not, we're not interested in it as a whole. There's only a small group of people that are actually interested in doing all of those things. That has been a thing since day one, from what I can remember.
But when you go up there and you trying to get him and you trying to learn, I see politicians purposely discrediting the people that's qualified and putting other people in positions that they can control, manipulate, and things of that nature too. You know what I'm saying?
For
and
sure.
I see, and it's like, it's discouraging, but it's like, okay, I'm here for a reason. You feel me? So I'm gonna continue to learn. But like I said, I shouldn't. it's just the psychology of it and the conditioning. And I think people who's had access and has resources, they're like, yeah, it's there. But for the people that it's having a toll on, the people that's an issue in the community, it's not in our face like that. You have to go look for it. You have to go search for it. You have to be in a bad position to get, because that's how I found out more about it. I needed help. I needed, healing. I needed therapy. I needed resources. So then it's like, oh, now I know about politics. Now I know these programs are available, but they're not
It is
glorified.
it's your human and it is your human and innate duty to seek knowledge.
Yes.
So it's there. Again, it's just people they're not looking for it. Like it doesn't matter. So
But
it's
when I
not
was going to
sexy.
Hansdale South, though, they put them up in high school. They talking about these things, and it's fair, but you could tell they be pushing aside. But Hansdale South, compared to Proviso West, when I went to both, it's like they talking about college, they talking about taxes, they talking about credit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get that in my school.
Yeah, that
I'm
makes
not
sense.
and those things are also connected to politics. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's just what's marketed to us.
We got one more video. It's actually on topic. So, if y'all had some more thoughts, it's cool. We're gonna play this one real quick.
New York saying that this is not a black day. This is not a black day. This is a youth day. This is a youth day, Eric Adams. This is not a black day. Your policies are anti-black. You are a disgrace to all black people in this city. The things that you have done are unconscionable. You hurt our schools. Our streets are dirty. Our children are harassed by the police. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. You can shush me all you want, but the people are with us. And this is not a black day. This is a justice day.
First of all, I want to thank you for being here this morning. And I want to thank the supporters of all ethnic groups.
Okay.
That's that race baiting.
Yeah.
That's all politics is now. It's just a bunch of race baiting shit. Because that don't have nothing to do. That don't have shit to do with him being black.
Right. No. But my thing is this. Would you, if he weren't black, would you come the same way you just came at him? Like did y'all had it? Okay.
Yes. Right is right. The game is the game. At the end of the day, the game is the game.
No, what I'm saying is we do know that what's right is right, and I do believe that you hold people to the fire. But would you have that same in the way you're speaking? You know what I'm saying?
I would have the same if he was white, black, Mexican, Japanese. It doesn't fucking matter. If you playing the game, then you gotta deal with what comes with it. You know what I'm saying? And he playing the game. So what I believe is he went against the grain.
Yeah,
he pissed some people off, and they was like, "All right, bet we finna set you straight." So
green light.
If you in it, you in it. So I'm gonna say it with the same and all that, because
it's just I've never seen it before. That's why I'm saying that I've never seen that.
You never seen what?
And this seems to be a reoccurring thing with politicians, right?
You never seen what?
So I've seen people get investigated, and I've seen people, and I could be wrong. I've seen people go under the same type of, which they should, right? If you do something wrong, for sure, but not. I think they're. Never mind.
He's the mayor of possibly the top 3 most popular, well-known states or cities in the country. People across the globe, in Australia, in Europe, they know what New York City is. So,
is this the first time a mayor has gone down in New York? Right. So my question is, so if I go back and look at these, I'm going to see the same type of, the yelling. I guess that's the part I'm talking about.
They're
doing he should
that
definitely be investigated. I'm not saying what he's did is right. Like please don't say that. I'm saying the voice that came at him at the, I just want it to be universal. You know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be. So if any mayor, whether it be black, I like it. Don't get it twisted. I'm not knocking it down. But it should come for any mayor that acts like that. No matter if you black, no matter if you white, it should be for anybody who acts like that, who does something that's inappropriate.
It 100% is. Those stories are just not being covered nationally. I would say over the past 2 years, because I kind of went down a rabbit hole with looking at the mayor from Dalton, Tiffany Haddish, or something. Not Tiffany Haddish. Henyard. Kind of went down a rabbit hole where it started taking me to different cities of mayors that was literally doing the same shit. So it's not something that's uncommon. It's just not, it's publicized because it's not New York City. Like New York City, that is huge, especially under the Democrat, especially under the political aspect of it being a democratic what's
stronghold?
No, I think that you're missing what I'm saying.
Democratic strong.
No, I hear what you're saying. I'm telling you that yes, that happens across the board, regardless of what your race is.
So I disagree with, because like they didn't do Giuliani like that. They wanted him gone, but are you specifically speaking, Shan, to them taking a bullhorn, interrupting his speech and going?
Yes. Not the investigation. I'm talking about.
You said they didn't do that?
No, they didn't have no bullhorns interrupting Giuliani when he was speaking.
Do you know that for a fact?
From the interviews I've seen, do you have one where you seen him doing that?
No,
it's kind of like Shan saying that black
social media probably wasn't as impactful then too.
I think it sounds like Shan saying black people hold black people to the fire way worse than they will hold any other race.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should though.
She got a point.
Why shouldn't we?
We should hold everybody.
I think everybody should be held equally accountable.
I agree that we should hold everybody accountable, but
even if it's full throttle on everyone.
If we hold them accountable, more white people would go under if we came as a people and tried to cancel them and put the stereotypes out about them and when it's hard for them as we did for our people. I agree. Like, we need to do it towards other people. We shouldn't just do it to our people. And the extent we do it to our people, the hatred that we be having behind it. It's not like we're trying to hold someone accountable for change. It's just like it's more like, oh, you should be punished. You should be punished. But it's not, how can we fix this? How can we avoid it? And that's the issue when it comes to being changed. I
don't agree with that, man. There has been cases in Chicago where a little girl, a baby girl, would be killed by some niggas that's just shooting. Nobody would do nothing. No Black Lives Matter. Ain't no marching. Ain't no blocking traffic or no shit like that. But let it be some little essay that's in the village that's gang banging and shooting, and he just so happened to get popped by the police because he got a pistol on him. Now everybody is in the streets. Now Black Lives Matter is there. So no, man, we don't hold each other. I don't think that we hold each other accountable enough.
You're talking about random people. We don't hold the random people accountable enough. But
it ain't no random people. These are people that's in our. This the people that's in our communities.
When it comes to people of stature, they do tend to go harder on them. No, we don't hold each other accountable at this level. But when it comes to people of stature, yes, they tend to go harder for our own race than the other people don't.
We're supposed to.
So Viz, what I'm saying is, it should not matter the race of the person who is. If somebody does wrong, you should hold them just as accountable as anybody else. It shouldn't be, oh, well, I'm gonna keep my mouth closed because they gonna let them handle it. No, we should go hard for everybody, because at the end of the day, everybody who is leading in New York City, if I live in New York, you're affecting me, right? So the same energy I got for you, and it's nothing personal. You was wrong. I should have the same energy for another person who is wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like we got the guts to do it with each other, but we ain't got the guts to do it to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that's what
we're gonna hold everybody accountable. We're not scared of your color. You was wrong. And we cannot gonna keep on having politicians, no matter what race you are, in office doing wrong. Period.
So Ruth, what are you feeling like? Do you think that we should hold ourselves more accountable than we do any other race? Ruth. Oh,
she sleep.
Maybe she might be taking a break.
Knocked out, baby.
All right, Darwin, same question.
Yeah, I think we should hold everybody with the same amount of force of accountability. It doesn't matter your race. Yeah, I don't know why. Thinking black people do it depends on circumstances. If it's a man that's in control of the money that flows into the communities, they going after his ass. But if it's a police officer driving down, or not, if it's a police officer driving down the street shooting a black man, they gonna have his ass. But if it's our own people doing it, then it's crazy. It's like a flip. It's like it fluctuates depending on the nature of the offense. So Viz do have a point. You see, black on black crime is not really held that high as it would if it was a police officer or a black person.
No, I can feel that.
I think black people get a pass. This hood pass or something. Like they get a pass on killing black people versus another race. I don't know if that's the term for it, but that's what I see though. Like I don't see the same scrutiny. You know what I mean?
I would definitely say that we have created it to become a pass. And the excuse would be, well, black people live around black people. It's like, yeah, I get it. Yeah, of course. But we've still become so numb to it, to where like we do some wild ass shit to each other and nobody says nothing. But let some shorty be outside waving a gun and he get popped by the police, then we all up in arms. And it's like, what the fuck are we like? Where's
I get that part. So
I get that part.
I wanted to just touch on this. To me, it seems like what he's doing, according to everyday society, might seem egregious. However, when you're talking about a politician, it doesn't just. I heard the allegations and I'm like, blah. I've heard way worse. Like, I'm thinking it was about to be like a legitimate scandal. And not to say this isn't wrong. But I'm like, damn, that's what y'all coming with? That's what y'all got? This is the bombshell? This is what we were locking homie up for?
Bro, they shouldn't be pissed about him receiving some gifts. They should be pissed about all of the illegals that's in the fucking city.
Clarence Thomas received more bread than that, no? Way more, right?
I'm sure.
Right?
I think they're mad because they just get him because he didn't document it. He should have been writing it down. It shouldn't have been a secret.
Oh man, that's a common thing that they all do.
Yeah, and one thing that people don't understand all the time is sometimes it's just a culture. Like that's the culture when people go in and it doesn't make it more right, but it's just common. And to me, I don't like it when there's inconsistencies. If you're going to punish one person for that, punish every damn body for that. That's my only problem with it. I don't have a major issue with them dropping a hammer on homeboy. But what I'm saying is you should have been dropping that damn hammer because everybody's been doing more egregious things than this. And it's been in your face and you knew. But for whatever reason, this guy, Damian Williams, he's the executioner for whatever. He the green light boy. Once it's a green light on you and you in the Southern District of New York, you're going to see that man with his black hoodie and the hook. He's coming to get you and take you out of here. And that's what he's for. He's the hitman. It is what it is. So expect to see more. I don't think this is the end. This ain't the last we've seen of Damian Williams. He's probably got like 2 more hits before the year is out and during this highly charged political season.
I think some people that they wanted to endorse, they didn't endorse, they better worry.
I just hope everybody just stay positive. Just stay positive. I've been reading this book called
Wow.
Make your
So
own history. It's called Make Your Own History. And it talks about what a lot of us had to endure during slavery in order
damn, is
to get us
everybody
to where we
froze?
at. And faith is the main thing. And I think when people talk about our community, sometimes they're like, oh, we're a lost cause, we're this, we're that. But you rarely hear, especially when it comes to the women, you never hear people say, oh, yeah, this is the situation. But guess what? It's going to get better. We're going to come up with something. We're going to get people involved. We're going to make this happen. I rarely hear that when it comes to our community. And I feel like it has to start somewhere. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, but the evidence of things not seen. So even though there's no evidence that things will be better, although we don't have solutions at this moment, in order to get through to those solutions, faith is a must. And that's one thing that most of the people in this book had in common. Faith. Like they had to be like, nah, they told us we ain't gonna be free, but we getting there. You feel me? So yeah.
Oh shit. Is anybody else's joint freezing all crazy? Or is it just me?
The storm hitting you?
You're not even freezing on our side. You look clear.
Yeah, you're not freezing over here.
Somebody's I'm like we losing bandwidth. All right, so either way, we're gonna jump into these super chats. And White, you ready?
Yeah, dog.
Scorched Earth A24 with $2. CC and AR are LB and MJ of the WNBA.
Oh wait, I think we right. That maybe I gave him too much props. Oh, we got a new player.
All right. The AP accountability partner with the team, bro, been holding it down all night, spending them big bucks. When it's us, it feels like it's betrayal. It's personal to us. That's why we go after our own. We think, bro, we got you elected to better us, and you betrayed us. We expect this from them, not you.
You.
It's a lot of
real talk. Shout out to accountability partner, man. Been dropping that hammer tonight.
Pause.
Appreciate you. yeah, pause. My bad, bro. My bad. It looks like we got a new player, and I don't think it's an NPC. NK, what's happening with you, man? How you feeling, man? You welcome to the panel.
Man, Trev, so after all these years, you don't know how to still say my name?
What did I say? Didn't I say Ikene?
Yeah, you get it right.
Ikene.
Yeah, we got it right now. Yeah, I'm dyslexic. That's why I make Marcus read, just in case you didn't know.
Oh, okay. How you guys doing?
We doing all right. Has anybody pissed you off tonight so far, or no, not yet?
No, I gotta keep it on the side because my junior brother, Darren, sometimes like to piss me off, but that's okay.
Who that?
All right.
Me?
Yeah, how you get? But other than that, that's okay. So
well, that's good because you normally coming in hot. You normally are pissed off before you even get here, so that's a good look. We're off to a good start.
Yeah, no,
so
you
what
guys
you got?
you guys are saying the right thing. It's just that you got to the thing about the community. Like whenever I speak about the community, I speak about both here and motherland. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So we all have the same problem. And one of the problems that we do have is that we don't protect our own. You see what I'm saying? So when you have someone like Eric, the mayor of New York, said that he doesn't want to accept migrants anymore into New York City, within a week, they went after him. That is outrageous. You see what I'm saying? Everybody's supposed to speak out against that. You cannot punish somebody politically just because they don't like what you're doing. So because you're overwhelming his city, he said, no, you got to stop. And then the next thing you do is to punish the guy. It's not good. One thing that I find out in the black community, both home and here, is that whenever a black person is went after, we start talking about what is wrong with that black person, even though we know obviously that they're coming after him for political reason. They know we are never united. They know that. That is why they can do it to us any day, anytime, because they know we're not united. They know we always speak against each other. We always laugh at each other's misery. We always kick each other when we're down. When that person is down, we kick against ourselves when we're down. We never come and say, you know what, this is unfair. This is not good. We laugh at each other. We see everything as comedy. Or I'm not where he is, so I don't give a damn about him. No. They're going after that guy because of what he believes, what he went against. That's why they went after him. That is despicable. I bet you if black people come together and said, you know what, this is don't make it race, because this is not racial. I don't think this is racial. But it became racial because they know we can't say nothing. Because why? They've told us that we should all be individualistic in attitude. We've always been individualistic, except if when a police person shoots a black person, then we come together. But when we know that that person is being prosecuted because of his political belief, now we're like, oh shit, it's not me. Tomorrow is going to be you. When you run for office, because this is what I'm trying to say. When you have the Jewish community come together and took down 2 black candidates, that's when I knew that black people had no spine in them. Nobody spoke out against that. Nobody condemned the Jewish community because of that. Nobody said anything. I bet you if black people come tomorrow and went against a Jewish person for making an incendiary comment, the whole of them will come and speak against black. They're going to summon El Sharpton. You have you have 1.8 trillion dollars in spending, but you can't even say nothing. That's a shame.
Hey, for the record though, nobody can say something about the Jews.
But everybody can say something about black people. Isn't that a shame?
I would agree.
It's a shame because guess what? You know why it's a shame? Because we speak against each other when something happens to one person. If we come together in this podcast and condemn what they did, and every podcast out there start condemning what they did or what they're doing to this guy, let me tell you, tomorrow everything will change. Within a week, they will reverse that indictment. Because what is wrong with that guy getting upgrading his ticket? Nothing wrong against that. All they have to do is to wait until he doesn't report it as a campaign contribution, which has what do they call it, status of limitation. He has up to 3 years to report it.
Kenneth, I think one of the things with the 2 congressmen, damn, why did name slip in my brain right now?
Bush and the other and the other guy from
Bowman and Bush, right? Corey Bush and Jamal Bowman.
Yeah.
So the do you think they spent their political capital on fighting for something that black people care about, or fighting for something that did not directly benefit the black community?
I gotta say this real quick. Let me respond to that. The reason why you go to black community, the Congress people in DC don't do anything in the black community is because we don't have their back beyond voting. We are voting who is selected. We're not selecting who is voted for. You see what I'm saying? So they pay their interest to who selected them, because if they weren't selected, you wouldn't be voting for them, right? But because they were selected, now you're voting for who is selected. America doesn't have primary. We don't have a true democracy, because everything that you see, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Trump, all these people were selected. They got selected through the primary process and then presented to us as no choice. It's all no choice vote. You don't have a choice. So what they're doing, what these people, Congress people are doing, that's why black community is rotten. Is because no, I'm coming, brother. The reason why they're doing what they're doing is because when you go to Chicago, There is no high-tech library. It's because there are people that pay for them to be in Congress, and they have to do something for those community first. So the black community gets the crackers. Go ahead, Viz. Sorry about that.
No, you good. But there was a selection as far as with Trump and with Biden. They went up against other people in the DNC and the RNC in order to be on the presidential ballot. The only person that hasn't happened with is Kamala. She was placed into that position.
No. She has every.
But traditionally, it's you vote within your party to see who would go on the presidential ballot.
No, but Viz, the reason he quasi right is because, like, so with Bernie Sanders, he actually would have beat Biden, but the Democrat elders selected who they wanted to go move forward in the Democratic primary. You're right about what you're saying about Kamala, though. But
Kamala is not. That is not correct to Kamala.
Jamal Bowman and Corey Bush, they got into it with AIPAC fighting on behalf of Palestine, and they pushed towards things that matter to the black voters. Genocide is wrong. The reason
why I said that doesn't apply to Kamala is because Kamala was already a ticket. You see what I'm saying? It's constitutional, so they cannot say that she wasn't selected. She was just not given the nomination out of whim. No, she has every right to be where she is right now because she's part of a ticket. This is constitution, brother.
No, she was not on that ticket. She was not on that ticket in the primary.
She is in a ticket. You know why she's a ticket? Because the ticket says
the Fifth Amendment, right?
Yes, she is already picked by Joe Biden. Normally, before stuff happens like that, you haven't selected your vice president, right? Candidate. But she's already in the office with she's already elected. She's elected as Joe Biden is elected, because when you elect a president, right, you are electing a vice president. You know why? Because according to U.S. Constitution, Joe Biden cannot fire Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
The same process at which Joe Biden can be removed by impeachment is the only process Kamala Harris can be removed by impeachment. So Joe Biden can then step aside, and that's why Joe Biden. Look at what happened. Joe Biden already locked in the number of delegates, right?
Yeah.
So when he stepped aside, he had all these delegates. So all he has to do now is to nominate her and then hand her over all that delegates. But then the delegates will come back and do a roll call to ascertain.
So the problem we're having is that the word play is one part of it, because like we're saying elected, but it's more like defaulted into the nominee because she has 0 delegates. So she's been defaulted, and that's correct because of the when you go back to the amendments, it's in there. It says, okay, listen, this is the ruling. No, it is. It is.
In 2023, he could have replaced her. Is my point. He could have replaced her.
He can, because he's going for a second time. He could have, but as long as he didn't do that, she's already part of that ticket.
Yeah. And he's not happy with this decision anyway. Remember, they forced him out. Bernie Sanders. That's what they did to Bernie Sanders. They forced him out. Same thing. They did him dirty. That wasn't supposed to happen. He ain't happy with the decision, but he's holding his nose and bearing with it just because they're like, oh, well, it's fresh blood. He was definitely going to take the L. So I kind of understand it, because there was no way he was coming back after that debate. So they said, well, this is our Hail Mary. We at least could try this. We'll infuse some type of vigor into the campaign, and it did. It breathed new life into them. Right now, at least we could definitely say that without a doubt.
And
even though it's bullshit.
And they could have held a primary. The issue wasn't whether or not a primary was supposed to be held. It was them deciding if they had enough time to hold a primary and the access to the funds they raised for Biden would not have been
No,
able
they
to
can't
go.
hold a primary. Primary is already done. They can't hold a primary anymore. The
He
only thing
won.
they can do is to go to the floor of. I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro. Sorry about that.
No, and the only issue they
we
was
about
gonna
to.
have was with the money that they had raised campaigning for Biden. They couldn't just transfer to somebody else. That was the issue. It wasn't could they not select another candidate. They absolutely could have. That's why Obama didn't endorse Bernie, because they were trying to convince them to figure out how to do it, or if they was gonna hold a primary or not. If that was the case, then it just would have been Kamala. It wouldn't have been.
We got a couple more super chats we need to go on. We need your special set of skills, White.
Calvin Cook with the 5, keeping it real. Once black women started disrespecting the black man, it weakened all of us in many ways. Wake up.
All right. Shout out to you, Calvin Cook. And baller alert, man. Holy smokes, man. What we doing?
The bug bucks today. AP,
man,
that kind of
listen, man. AP getting it, man. I ain't asking no questions, but we know AP getting it. So we're going to acknowledge the brother, rightfully so. Sponsor of the show with that 50 bone. Rock out with that, and what?
Oh, I thought you had a sound effect you was about to hit. You tried to find.
I wait. No, I hit a lot of them. Let me see. I might have some more.
Y'all hear it?
Y'all ain't hear none of them?
No, I ain't hear nothing. I was waiting on you to
oh, you know why? You know what's happening? I know what's happening. My bad. I'm gonna. No. You know what? So you telling me all of these cats was not getting there just as? All right, now here we go. How about now?
No.
Really?
Nothing. All right, here we go. The AP accountability partner with the 50, the big fan, Zia. All me throwing in, hammer drop. Really good show tonight, you all. Diane Ruth, beautiful as ever. Don't forget, Ruth. You're still in line to be my next ex-wife. Marcus, my daughter, Viz, and Trev, salute. Shan, nice to see you again.
Bet. Yeah, we definitely appreciate that. We're probably gonna continue the discussion a bit in the back chat, but we certainly appreciate all of y'all cats for coming through and supporting as you always do. We so appreciate it. Let me see. I'm gonna try to find the right song. One of these is gonna be the right one. One of these is gonna be the right. God damn it! Where's my closing music? I gotta find my I would have loved to have found it, but we're not going to. But it's all right. We appreciate y'all for jumping in, supporting this cause as usual. Same time next week. You already know what it is. Definitely share this out to everybody. There you go. There's my music. We appreciate you. Look at that. Look at God, man. Look at God. See that? We appreciate y'all. Until next time. Yeah, have a good one.